But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, let's do that. Busy day on the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah, hi, everybody.
Thank you, Travis.
I'm a little bleary-eyed this morning.
How you doing?
Travis is not happy.
Poor
Travis
Travis.
is very sad
He
today.
really is sad.
I've never seen Travis
look
Travis
like
is
this. Very, very sad today.
I've never seen.
I woke up so depressed.
Oh, Travis.
Yes.
You've never seen me this depressed.
I didn't even rub it in or anything when I came in today. I was just like, nothing.
I've never
Like,
seen Travis like this.
It's good that I'm here because if I was just sitting at home,
no.
I would just stew in.
Well, for the people, Travis is a big Orioles fan.
Huge.
And I've never seen Travis sad in all these years working with you. Never.
He is very depressed.
That was tough.
I thought of you last night because I didn't see the last home run because sometimes you have things scheduled, but I did.
It was very late. What could you possibly have scheduled?
Well, meetings. But I did see the 9 o'clock one, and I'm sorry, the ninth inning one.
Yeah.
And I thought of you. I'm like, how much do you hate the fact that it's the same guy?
Yeah.
Like everyone has that.
I don't care who it was.
Or just that the team blew it. Whatever. It's just an awful feeling.
It's 3 outs away, and then you just get fucking tooled.
2
like
outs
that.
away.
2 outs actually.
Yeah, ninth out and one out the ninth.
Yeah, I mean, like when you come into the ninth inning.
I saw it, Danny. You don't have to show me the newspaper. I just had to pull the fucking audio.
Oh,
Yeah. Then we had Travis pull the
Yeah, that
home
was
run
insensitive.
call.
we may pull the home run audio.
Well, there's some Yankee fans in the studio and some Orioles fans. Well,
Yeah.
one Orioles fan.
Raul Ibanez.
What a great move.
Great, but you gotta fucking love when a manager actually does what everybody's thinking. Get fucking A-Rod out of there.
Yeah, Girardi pinch hits, huh?
Yep, he throws in Raul Ibanez, who fucking ties up the game.
Who, by the way,
puts it into
started
extra innings.
I was reading an article on him today. He started his baseball career with A-Rod.
Oh, well.
And A-Rod was the chosen one. And,
yes.
Ibanez was the one that had to kind of grind out a baseball career.
Yeah.
And then the article said, and finally last night, Ibanez overtakes A-Rod after all these years.
Yes. Just fucking a solo home run. Gets the fucking...
One pitch, right?
one pitch.
I got the one pitch.
Gets the fucking game into extra innings.
Well, let's go with the one pitch first.
Yes,
in the ninth,
let's hear
okay?
that one.
And here's the 1-0. Swung on and line to right. It is high. It is far. It is gone. He's done it again. Raul Ibanez. Raul be seeing you in the right field seats. Raul, so cool. He drills a home run over the auxiliary scoreboard into the seats. And the Yankees, 2 outs away from a loss, have tied the game at 2.
Oh, boy.
Raul Ibanez.
What a fuckhead. What a fuckhead. He doesn't even finish the call before he shoehorns his shit.
It's not about you.
It's not about you.
It's a playoff game. The guy ties it in the ninth on the first pitch with a home run, and you make it about you? Shut the fuck up.
What an OCD asshole this guy is. Raul, so cool. Before he tells you that the game is tied.
Right, yes.
Fucking
It
shut
really
up.
is OCD.
It's OCD.
Right.
He has to get it in there.
Right. Fool around with that shit when it's May and the game doesn't count.
That call
Not
that I
the
brought-
fucking playoffs.
like a month ago when they went to commercial and then they came back and he had forgotten to say back to back.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
had
yeah.
to do it after the commercial.
Yep.
It's definitely OCD.
It's OCD. But it's again, it's the same selfishness. It's like, just stop making us fucking suffer. Whisper it into a napkin.
right.
Just say it into a fucking cup.
I saw the TV call this morning as we're preparing, and it was just a nice home run call. It was nice. You had the excitement and all that, but none of
Sure.
that nonsense. So that tied it up in the ninth. And you were at the game, right?
Yes, I was.
With Roland. Did Roland see the game?
With Roland, yes.
Did you take Roland, or did you guys go
hilarious. No,
separately?
we thanks to the lovely Debbie, we got just had a great time with in the Legends, the dining room, and then the game. Seeing
From
the game.
Roland's photos, I just get the sense that he's just walking around taking pictures because they're from all different angles.
At one point,
Roland
he's right
was
behind the
walking.
plate.
yeah.
Roland was walking around a
He
lot.
just walks around and takes pictures.
I'd look at his seat and there's no one there. I'm like, I wonder where Roland went. He's got horrendous picture with Paul Simon.
I saw it's terrible.
I don't know what the fuck.
You could tell Paul Simon was annoyed.
Someone said they should call him fucking Bill's Paul Simon.
But he just annoyed Paul Simon.
Had to have just annoyed the shit out of
And
Paul
I've heard things about Paul Simon.
Look at Paul
Simon's like, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Why is Roland so serious in the picture too?
I don't know.
Is that Paul Simon's energy?
He probably senses the hatred.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, what's wrong with Paul Simon?
I don't know. He looked really weird.
Besides the fact he didn't want to take that picture.
Yeah.
I'll bet you Paul Simon said something to him right before the flash went off, and he frowned. You look like the guard from Midnight Express.
Midnight Express.
Frown.
Yeah, so Roland's hilarious though. Anyway, he's just making noises and yelling, and people are turning around and looking at him. Yes.
Yeah, Roland is in his own world.
It was funny.
He's fun to go to events with, but he's in his own little world.
He really is. And then when the big win came in, Roland just like goofs on everything. He's high-fiving people, just turning around and putting his hands up to high-five people and intentionally missing. Just being Roland. He's hilarious.
So Ibanez. Ninth inning ties it up with one pitch.
Yes.
As a pinch hitter for A-Rod. That's beautiful.
For A-Rod, just get fucking... When I saw
For the A-Rod haters, that's beautiful.
When I saw A-Rod's dumb name come off the fucking line up there...
Did the stadium go nuts?
Yeah, everybody fucking was just like, thank God he's fucking out of there.
Well, I was reading in the paper today. There's rumors he might be out of that fucking lineup.
He should be.
He can't hit righties right now.
This is playoff fucking baseball. The guy has no place in there if he can't fucking perform. He would get up to bat, and everyone gets up to piss. The bathrooms would get full the second he got up. No one. Yes.
Wow, that's weird.
Yes.
That's really weird.
It was because everyone knew he just stinks.
It's just that obvious?
It got to the point where it was that fucking obvious, where it's like, this guy is not going to do anything.
And supposedly he's going to be yanked from the lineup. That's what they're hinting at on the sports page.
Well, if anyone could have driven it home last night, it was Ibanez, because then in extra innings, he gets up there and fucking does it again. Travis is not happy. Oh, man.
It's so weird to see Travis like that.
Well, it was in the 12th inning.
You really like your Orioles, huh?
He loves
Obviously.
I can't.
How long have you been an Orioles
Since
fan?
I was born.
I
can't explain to you
oh my God.
how much of my life I've put into this piece of shit team. For the most part.
They're not a piece of shit team.
They were.
They're
for
in it.
15 years.
Yeah, okay.
Since I was 16 years old,
right.
They have sucked.
And you still were a fan.
And I watched.
This is like that old school passion for a sports team.
Yes,
I haven't seen this in a while.
It hurts because they had the 2-1 lead the night. If they lost 7-1, you'd be better
when
today.
he tied it in the ninth. All I was thinking was, how much time am I going to waste now before they lose?
Oh, no.
Because I've watched this game 1,000 times.
The stupid
I know
Yankees
how it ends.
magic,
I know how it ends.
Yeah.
If they lose tonight, it won't be half as bad as last night.
Wow.
I've already watched the worst game of the year.
It's harder on the road because you got the last ups. I mean, it's harder for a road team to pull off extra inning wins.
Well, then we got.
I didn't even see the last home run.
I didn't either.
Really?
It went off his bat.
Dick.
I've got the remote in my hand.
You're one of those guys?
I've done that too.
I can't do that. I have to suffer.
No.
You're one of those guys. As soon as you just click it off.
Oh my God!
The second he hit that ball,
Kidding.
Poor Lisa's got a big black eye.
Is the kid okay today?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kid's all right.
The
Kid's
dog's
safe?
got a fucking broken leg. He's limping around.
Riley's just crying because Daddy was yelling.
Mama, birds do bad. She doesn't know what they are.
Birds.
She's 3. She's not retarded.
I know. But she's just too scared to say the word Orioles, so she says that's the code word they use. How's the birds?
Is there a lot of sweeping up going on at your house right now?
No, there's no yelling. There's no.
You have to. So the second it went off his bat, you just clicked off.
Click. I was already in bed. I knew it was
How long did it take you to fall asleep?
Terrible.
5 minutes.
Oh, you're okay.
But the reason I don't click off in those situations, my mind starts fucking with me, and I go, maybe it was an illegal bat. Maybe it was an illegal bat, and
Bat's corked,
and they're going to call it back.
Pine tar.
Yeah, maybe they're going to check the pine tar. I can never click off. I have to suffer.
My wife's been away. Since this was the first.
Of course she has.
This was the first night that that she's seen me watching one of these games.
Oh no!
And I'm just sitting there. I'm just nervously, tapping my leg. She's like, "Hey, nervous, stop it." Batter later. I'm like, this is why. This is why. Yeah, you think it's in the bag? It's
she
never.
Jinxed it.
Yeah, she did. I want her to go back up to Montreal so I can watch more baseball by myself.
Well,
I'll tell you,
12th
me
inning.
being at the game is key.
And this is why I didn't go. This is why I won't go.
Oh my God!
I've got
You
a
gotta
chance
go.
to go tonight.
You have to.
No, there's
gotta go.
no.
You gotta mix.
I don't want to be there.
You got to
for that.
mix this shit up.
No.
That would have depressed the shit out of you. That crowd.
I don't want to be there for that.
When that fucking ball, right when it went off his bat, that place went fucking bullshit.
Really? What a
It was
surprise.
so. It's so. I know, right? It's so cool to be there when shit like that happens. It's just. Bah! It's so loud. Everyone's just.
Well, let's get to
Having
the.
such a good time. It's great.
I want to hear the TV and the radio one. Can we hear the different calls?
Can you find the TV real
Yeah,
fast?
The TV one will be on.
What time was the 12th inning? By the way,
That
This was a fast game. This was like
I saw
Yeah,
the first.
it-
I saw the first
it
4 or
went pretty
5 innings,
quickly.
and then I was done.
yeah.
Was it
I mean,
11
something?
something? Yeah.
Oh, not bad.
No, it was a very
It wasn't
fast
bad.
and it was against a lefty, or was he a righty? I'm sorry.
He's a lefty.
Wow,
So-
lefty. Good.
We were sitting waiting for like a lot of people to leave. So we just sat in our seats and people are filing out. And I was just sitting there. I was right on one of the aisles and everybody's packed out. And I was just really seriously saying, you just don't pull A-Rod. You don't fucking do that. I go, this confidence is going to be, and people are looking down at me like, are you a fucking idiot? Like their faces were hilarious.
You got to tape that shit.
Yeah, I just thought
That's
it was
my
funny
mantra.
to do.
Tape that shit.
It was really fucking funny. It's like, you don't pull
By the way-
A-Rod.
Major League Baseball knows where it's at.
Oh,
Samsung
Samsung.
Galaxy S3, baby.
Yes, they know where their sponsors are at.
Yeah, boy.
They just want to show the world that they know what the best phone is.
Oh, boy.
Which
You
one
wanna
you want?
do the TV one first?
Yeah,
TV.
TV one. I like this home run call. It was perfect.
The announcers are great.
Here he goes.
Since being in the bullpen. Did he do it again? He did!
Oh, my God.
That's all you need.
That's he did.
No, because then it's
Then you just watch Ibanez going around the bases, coming home to a giant celebratory
Know what's
Yankee
cool about that?
crowd at the plate.
the announcer becomes a fan at that point.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about you. You become a fan and go, "Oh my God, did he just do it again?" It's pretty much what anyone's thinking.
Yeah.
And then you got John Sterling, the same exact home run call.
He pinch hit for A-Rod in the ninth and hit a tying home run. Three infielders on the right side. Lefty to lefty. Mattis steals, swung on, and driven to deep right. It is high. It is far. It is gone. He's done it again. Raul Ibanez has put on...
All right, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop this like we do every John Sterling call. This
And
is
throw
where.
away the disc.
Well, no, this is where it should end.
It is gone. He's done it again.
There you go.
All right.
There you fucking go. Isn't that
John,
a great call?
What a great call,
Isn't that
John.
a great
Very
call?
exciting.
He'll say Raul Ibanez has done. He'll give more facts, which makes sense. I think there's more goodness from John Sterling before he destroys it with this cunt OCD.
And he doesn't, it is high, it is whatever. He doesn't even need that every fucking time, especially with these big home runs. That was a good home run call to that point. He still has 19 seconds left in his home run call.
Oh, no.
does the
Raul
Yankees win?
Ibanez has put on one of the great playoff displays of hitting. He drills one in the right field seats to win the
That's all
game.
right. That's all right.
Raul, so cool. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
In that home run call, he has to get 3 of his catchphrases in.
Yeah.
It is high, that's the one. Then the nickname for the home run or the guy.
Yeah.
And then, how the Yankees win.
Sure,
He has to say it that way every single fucking
because
time.
that's more important than the actual event. Is
course
his
it
telling
is.
of it.
That's like Al Michaels saying, "Do you believe in miracles?" every single time he fucking announces a sporting event.
God.
Just working it in, even though
God.
it doesn't work.
It doesn't. It's not the same as when he
No,
first said
man.
it.
I mean, if you hear this every once in a while, it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's a little different, be kind of cool. But when you do it every time, you want to talk about catchphrases. Jesus.
Yeah.
Place went nuts, though, huh?
Oh, God. It's just one of those things where everybody, the crowd, at one point, I mean, they were completely out of the game. How
are you out of the game? It was
they were
close
out of the
to
game
whole.
for most of that night.
I know. Yeah, that's why. I was sitting around. I'm just looking around going, wow, this crowd is just fucking, there's nothing going on.
And it was a close game.
Yeah, but it was a lot of just,
Pitcher's duel for a while?
Yeah.
Whole game.
People don't like that, huh? They don't like the pitcher's duels.
I love it.
It was, and it was pretty much just home run balls. It wasn't really, there wasn't really a lot of action going on around the bases. So most of the game was just spent watching a pitcher fucking pitch.
It was all home runs except for Jeter's triple.
Yeah. Was Jeter all right? I heard he got it.
No,
fouled it off.
He's going to play tonight, but he's not.
You don't think he's 100%?
No, he got
fouled
pulled
one
in the
off
ninth.
his foot?
Yeah, badly.
Yeah.
He got pulled too, but I don't know. I was kind of thinking he got pulled so as not to make A-Rod feel so bad.
We're
for
gonna pull
getting
both
pulled.
of you.
It's like, yeah. Why don't you both sit in the dugout for a little while and chit-chat?
Jeter, who tripled and then hurt himself. You, who have been swatting flies, you fucking juicy lip twat.
Juicy lips.
He's got those big, juicy lips.
I almost felt bad for him at one point last night.
How do you feel bad for a
Because
guy
there
that
was-
makes that much money?
That reason I don't. But there was one. They showed one of the strikeouts, and he just you could.
When it was a called strike.
Oh, you mean he finally
No,
showed some
switch and
emotion?
misses. It was an older one from like over the series, and he's walking away like, and you could see he doesn't want to freak out in front of everybody, but. These guys are all ego.
Oh, that's frustrating.
This is destroy. If there's any consolation to A-Rod haters, we hate him. He really hates himself because you do care because it's humiliating.
And then
it's
to have,
humiliating.
and then to have that happen last night is even worse because now it's like, oh, so some guy could just come in for me and fucking knock 2 home runs in?
With that said, what they were saying this morning, he became a cheerleader, A-Rod, and he was the first to congratulate him on the top step of the dugout.
Yeah.
A-Rod is just fucking playing that role. He fucking hates that this went down.
Yeah.
You don't
You
want
should
this
never
to go
have to
down.
pinch hit for a half a billionaire.
Never.
Yes,
Never.
Right.
It's crazy.
Never. And he hit it off a lefty. The final home run was off a lefty.
Yeah, lefty.
Yeah, that was just. But I'll tell you, he's probably happy the guy did it or someone did it because it's better to him have a dog shit series and they win than a dog shit series
And
and
they
the whole
lose.
story is
You're
how
right.
much he stinks. Anyone who helps win that game, he's probably like, thank
But-
God they're not thinking about me right
But
now.
if they don't win the World Series, it's going to be the same scenario you just described.
Yeah, the whole off season.
They have to win the whole thing to cover up his horrendous performance.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk to Stone Cold E.T.?
Yes.
Of course. We're finding these internet stars. Stone Cold E.T.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
It fucking rules.
I don't know how, but we stumbled upon your video, and we've been fucking laughing our balls off the last few days.
Well, let's say this. Stone Cold E.T. is back in town, and he's going to whoop some intergalactic ass. Stone Cold E.T. when he's fighting Martians and Mars attacks, or he's on the movie set of aliens looking at Ripley in her pretty little eyes and having a bear with her.
Hey,
Stone Cold Steve Austin going straight to the movie Predator, looking at Schwarzenegger, looking his video eyes and whooping his ass. Looking at Predator.
can I ask?
Damn, I gotta get the hell out here because he's gonna whoop my ass.
Stone Cold E.T., can I ask what you normally order from White Castle? That was an odd culinary choice.
Yeah.
Well, Stone Cold E.T. like doing a little Happy Meal. I like getting those little toys. I like playing with them. I like their little drinks. I like Happy Meals, plain and simple. And if you don't like that, I gotta go there, open a can of whoop ass, and walk and drive.
Don't forget about the onions.
Some onions.
Onions.
Stone Cold E.T., it looked very hard to drive. It looked like you really had to look down at your gear shift.
Yeah, where they told you to pull up to the next window.
Oh, you think it's really hard for Stone Cold Steve Austin to drive? You think it's really hard? I got two big eyes. It's kind of easy for Stone Cold E.T. to drive and whoop some ass at the same time. Jimmy, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Steve Austin is back. Stone Cold E.T. is back.
I don't know how this video is not up to in the millions at this point. It's hilarious.
We know the shit. This one will be in the millions.
It's fucking hilarious.
People will find Stone Cold E.T. The hilarious drive-through thing.
Each time I type Stone Cold E.T., you got these people taking Stone Cold E.T.'s video and downloading it. And a lot of people keep trying to steal my video. You know what? Stone Cold E.T. has a message for all those people. I'm going to go to each every one of your houses and stump a mud hole and walk it dry. That's the bottom line because Stone Cold E.T. said so.
Stone Cold E.T. is very, very angry at people stealing his videos.
He's very passionate about his video.
Yes.
I am furious. I don't wait. The Texas rattlesnake is full of... I got it. I just want to whoop some ass.
Stone Cold E.T. Shit.
Fucking, this guy is Matt, and he does Stone Cold E.T. We fucking love it, man.
You should do it. Other videos of Stone Cold E.T. It's a very funny character.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely. That's a fucking
Listen to
pothead.
that. Yeah.
Are you a pothead?
Not really.
Oh, not really. What do you do for a living, Matt?
Well, I currently work in the city doing maintenance work, but once in a blue moon I do stand-up, and comedy's been a huge part of my life.
You should do. It's a really funny video, and to have it pop up in weird, different places like that. That was perfect the way you shot that. It was the perfect length, 2 or 3 minutes, and it's very funny, man.
Yeah. Well, you say you work in the city. What city?
Chicago.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we were just up there.
Yeah, the whole Stone Cold E.T. video, actually, it was kind of shocked because, I do impressions, but, no one watches impression videos. So I was like, hey, let's have Stone Cold. I own so many Halloween masks and stuff like that. Had an E.T. mask and decided to do it. I didn't expect the video to get, so many views and publicity and different websites.
It's just so fucking ridiculous that it's hilarious.
No, you nailed it, man.
The combination makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, and it's the angle from the side. It's like sitting next to this fucking odd creature.
Yeah.
So you do Stone Cold on stage?
Oh, yeah, I do, actually. That's actually one of the first impressions that I actually knew how to do. I remember I was 7 years old, and my dad bought me a voice recorder. I used to watch a lot of wrestling, so I used to record his voice and play it back on a cassette tape and kind of imitate that. And ever since I was little, I used to sound like Stone Cold.
It's weird, a wrestling one like that specific. Half the audience probably gets it, the other half doesn't know who he is because they're not wrestling fans.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too, some sites, actually, I was reading some of the comments. A lot of people were like, oh, a lot of people didn't think it was funny, but the people actually know who Stone Cold Steve. I guess the real Stone Cold actually put it on his Twitter.
Oh, really?
Oh, he did? Okay.
I don't know how many times I just said Stone Cold. Probably so many times already. A quarter for each time.
I also saw you're doing a pretty good Ultimate Warrior. Who else do you do?
You name them, I could probably do it. All the main impressions I could probably do, but a lot of people just keep on more and more wrestling ones.
Yeah.
Do you do Bob Backlund?
Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund?
Yeah.
I remember Bob Backlund. I think he's a rappy voice, my name is Bob. That sounds like Leon Arndis.
Sounds like Bobo.
Yeah.
Well, even Jake the Snake, Who made the DDT? Who is the man?
Sam's making a face.
Snake. You do a Macho Man? Oh, yeah, stuff it to his wings and see the Macho Man. One down the top rope. One top the elbow drop. Oh, yeah.
That's a very good Macho Man.
Virgil.
Yes, it is.
Based on those impressions, you should definitely do more Stone Cold ET videos.
Whoa, Sam! What?
Sam
What's the matter
Roberts.
with you, Sam?
What's
I
wrong
said
with you,
Stone Cold
Sam?
ET was funny.
Yes.
It is.
Actually,
hilarious.
I'm planning on.
Why are you blowing out his candle to make yours brighter today?
Yeah.
What's
I'm
up
the
with
one
that?
who brought Stone Cold ET to the show.
Why don't you just make fucking Hulk Hogan cry again, you fucking bastard?
Yeah, one of our guys might have made Hulk Hogan cry yesterday.
He was watery.
He got a little pissy-eyed.
Yeah, we're gonna
He
get to
didn't
the.
Hulk got a little pissy-eyed yesterday
We're gonna
with
get to
Sam.
the audio in a minute.
Where'd you see him?
Right
He's
here.
here.
In the
the
afternoon.
afternoon.
Got in trouble recently, right, with a porn video.
What's that?
Yeah, he was.
He made a fuck tape.
Yeah.
He made a fuck tape.
Fuck.
He has a big thermos cock.
And he's depressed about it for some reason.
You do Hulk Hogan?
Well, the thing is, I actually saw a video, Ultimate Warrior, and he was like, Hulk Hogan used to go to me, and he wants to swing and give his wife to me. He was like talking like that. I was like, what? Like Hogan, a swinger? But
Yeah, he was. We listened to a clip where he was talking about fucking Hulk's wife,
Yeah.
and apparently Hulk fucks other people's wives.
Yeah, wrestling rules.
Works out. Works out.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a weird world those guys are living in.
Certainly is.
Well, Stone Cold ET,
Very funny video.
Matt, we're big fans, man.
You got any gigs in Chicago you want to plug?
I would, but I don't have too many gigs right now.
Oh, got to get out there.
I gotta
CM
get out
Punk also tweeted about watching Stone Cold ET.
Oh, really?
like
CM Punk?
Chicago native.
Oh, CM Punk also tweeted it there.
Wow, pretty goddamn cool.
You watch those views go up. They're gonna go up big time. It's
Yeah.
up to 331,000.
Matt.
Again, like I made so many drive-through videos because like a lot of people just really don't watch impression videos. So I was like, hey, let me just show out my impressions and do something kind of like unique.
Original, very smart.
Yeah, original and different. Very good. Hey, take us.
Actually,
Yeah.
there's going to be a new video. It's, Hulk Hogan T-Rex. T-Rex mask and Hulk Hogan.
T-Rex mask and Hulk Hogan.
That's
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
yes.
we'll look out for that.
T-Rex Hulk
Hey,
Hogan.
Matt, take us out with some Stone Cold ET, please.
All right, one more time. This is Stone Cold ET, and if you don't get the message, I want you to call the next Jupiter, the next planet, because I'm coming back to whoop some ass. Give me all hell yeah if you're down with Stone Cold ET. Oh, hell yeah!
Thank you, Stone Cold
Thank you,
ET.
Stone Cold ET.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck to you, brother.
Cold ET.
There he goes, Stone Cold ET.
Ridiculous.
So fucking ridiculous.
He's very soft-spoken when he's not Stone Cold
Yeah.
ET.
He's a shy boy.
Yes, yes.
He does Stone Cold really well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Warrior was that bad.
Well,
Sometimes it's hard on the phone.
Yeah.
And Macho Man wasn't that bad, was it?
but when you've heard
Yeah.
really good Macho Man impressions,
Who does a great Macho Man?
Dan
Soder.
Soder.
Yeah, Dan.
Oh,
does-
and Dan does really good
amazing
impressions.
ones. Yes.
Dan Soder.
That's
does
right,
a
he did that
great
when he was in,
Macho
right?
Man.
An amazing Macho Man.
Yeah, so there you go. Stone
Yeah.
Cold ET.
Stone Cold ET.
But all the wrestlers are tweeting the video?
It's funny.
Yeah, CM Punk tweeted something about watching it in the parking lot with a bunch of the other wrestlers or something. Like wrestlers
Did he
love it.
fucking tweet the link for the kid?
I don't remember.
Because he's got a lot of followers.
Yeah, he's got over 1 million.
All you got to do is, although just look up Stone Cold ET. You're not going to find many different things pop up.
No.
What did you talk to Hulk about? You got him in the afternoon?
Yeah. I talked to him. I talked to him about the sex tape.
Oh,
I brought
boy.
in clips.
Now
Oh, wow.
But now he looked at you like a little Hulkamaniac.
Well, I did. I let him know that
Yeah.
because I am a Hulkamaniac.
Oh boy.
And
all I was thinking though is how jealous E-Rock must have been.
while he was holding the video camera for me.
Yes. And you're just
Where were you?
fucking bonding
In one of the other studios.
with one of his big heroes.
I showed him to start the interview because I wanted Hogan to know he was in a safe place.
Uh-huh.
So I started the interview.
Jesus.
Oh God.
I started the interview
Diane Sawyer over here.
Exactly.
by showing him a photo of me dressed as him when I was in second grade.
See?
Did that beer can dick jump up?
Foster's can cock.
How do we know he's got a beer can dick?
Because I think it said in the thing, and you can see when he turns around.
Yeah, at
it's
one
an
point.
overhead, fucking dimly lit room, hidden camera, and his cock is still the star of the show.
Yeah, Gawker cited it as being thermos-like.
Thermos-like.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Gawker.
All right, here's Sam talking to Hulk Hogan.
All of a sudden, the pendulum started swinging back the other way.
Yes. Yes, I want to drink out of the thermos. Ooh.
Oh, no way did he say that.
Yes.
What are you doing, Hulkster?
Are you wearing
ripping me off?
Are you wearing Lane Bryant? I'm going to haunt your cock with my mouth. Ooh.
Oh, God. Oh, ghostly Steve.
Oh,
pal.
Steve.
So that's your picture? Let me see. Was that the picture of you?
Let's see. What are you showing us there, Sam?
I don't know where it went.
Oh,
boy.
look at that.
Weird.
You can't
I hope
even
you
pull
lost
up
it
your
forever.
own
Come
shit
on,
on the
you
internet.
fucking find somebody else to do this.
God, are you terrible?
It's Stone Cold ET here.
There you are.
Ah!
Oh, let me see that.
Oh, my
My
God.
God.
Look at you.
My kid will never dress as
What's with
Hulk.
that douchey wig?
It's not a wig, it's a bandana, like Hulkster wears.
Ugh. Oh, you look so cute when you. I remember that outfit. You always said, Uncle Paul, why is there a hole in the back? I said, shut up. I don't even know what color you are.
What's enraging about this picture? I know his mom made that costume for him.
Of course she did.
My mom
Of
never made me a
course.
Halloween costume.
Out of Hulk's real ass hair. She knitted together from Hulk's ass hair. She followed Hulk around the country for 2 years, collecting his ass hairs.
Yeah.
She posed as a laundry lady,
Yeah.
and she'd go into his wrestling uniform and gently pluck ass hairs for the uniform.
And then weave them together.
You could tell she got a whole bunch of pictures of Hulk Hogan and
Good little Sam
with
Roberts.
love, she made that costume for her little Sam.
I just
Hulk
wish she had.
rules. Look like a cancer kid, that.
Yeah, you really do.
Wrists like this.
Little
That's how you make
yeah.
a bicep.
Yeah, you're like this.
Yeah,
His
yay.
hands are all stupidly
That's right.
wimpy looking.
That was actually a picture. What they did was they just photoshopped out the cock in each one. he was servicing two adults. Yeah, he was servicing two larger men.
Holy shit. That could be a really good photo.
Yeah, and they made it look like it's a mustache, but it's really not.
Oh, God.
I almost put this photo online until you said that.
Oh, man. You have to. It's adorable. Let the guys have some fun.
Jesus Christ, that would be so bad.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Were you
for her.
happy with the Hulk costume?
Yeah, I was psyched.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I wish he'd packed a thermos in the front of the tights. But
Yeah,
beyond that, it's very
that would have been a little more accurate.
All right,
yeah.
let's get to the interview because we got a really busy show today. Got Kevin Smith coming in. We got Christopher Lloyd coming
my
in.
God.
Big one.
And Kirk Hammett from Metallica coming in.
Yes.
Wow.
Mr. Tabor.
Yeah. And maybe some Jocktober.
Yes.
In. Do we have the audio left from yesterday?
We should.
All right.
Now, I thought we were
Just
just
in
doing it
case.
right now.
How dare you?
Here's Sam and Hulk Hogan.
All of a sudden, the pendulum started swinging back the other way.
yes.
And I started getting a new life, and I became a better person. I met some woman that wasn't jaded by this industry and had knows nothing about this crap that's going on. The pendulum swung back, but it's kind of like a spinning wheel that stops, and shit keeps flying off it for
Okay.
a while.
So it's,
What happened?
shit keeps flying off the pen. Well, because in the beginning he was talking about how
He's just basically setting it up where, he was in a bad place with his life, but he was finally getting into a good place, and then this shit hit the fan.
precisely.
Gotcha.
off it
Okay.
for a while. It's
So-
karma, it's energy.
And that's stuff from your past.
yeah,
kind of-
man. And all of a sudden,
Shitting
just when
on
I
you
thought
again.
it was over, you know what? You have to be accountable.
Mm-hmm.
You have to step up.
Are you really able to do that though? It seems like this is a ridiculously tough lesson for you
Brother,
for you to learn, man.
Do you know how much all this stuff that is so horrible and like you said that is so bad? Do you know how good it really is if I survive this?
Is that what you
how
think?
much of a better person I'll be? Because yesterday, I've been through a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Federal stuff, the just ridiculous divorce, the craziness, the back surgeries when they told me I'd never walk again after 8 back surgeries.
And that's the same time your son's going to jail.
Yeah.
And the same time your wife is taking all this money from you and saying crazy shit in the
and
press.
she's left me,
Barbara
50
Walters.
years old, was living with some 18-year-old kid, just totally nuts stuff.
Right.
What this did to me yesterday, that day yesterday, and what it did to my new wife, who has no bone in this fight. This stuff happened
His
before I
bone.
even met her.
Thermos.
It flipped my world upside down, single-handedly, the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me.
Damn, man. You're getting a good Hulk Hogan here, man.
Wow. Why would you
Being
fight
very
Hulk?
honest.
He liked me too. He asked. You can ask Eric. He goes at the end of the interview. He was like, "How about a picture with a real Hulkamaniac?" And I was like, "Of course."
Oh.
And then he had me. He said, "Here," and he showed me how to do the collar and elbow tie up.
Yes, you're doing a little
Yeah.
wrestling move with him
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's on my Instagram.
That dumb face.
Yeah.
We're wrestling, Jim. What face do you expect us to make?
Look at his face. He's just kind of smiling like we're just playing.
No, not me, though.
Sam's all in.
This is called forced cocksucking. His hand is on the back of Sam's head. I want to feel those locks.
Just trying to pull his head down.
Yeah. Come on, brother. Take a thermos in your mouth.
And what picture did E-Rock get? Just the standing next to Hulk, smiling?
Yeah, let's compare the pictures.
Where's your picture?
Where's E-Rock's Hulk
Where's
picture?
E-Rock's Hulk picture?
I didn't get one yesterday.
Why?
Why? He's your hero.
E-Rock took a behind the camera stance.
Oh.
Why are you
now,
always
E-Rock,
taking one for the team?
Why wouldn't you
I
get a
photos
picture?
of Hulk already.
Oh, all right.
Man, but not like new fucking sex tape Hulk.
I don't have that grappling photo.
No.
He was jealous because he was because it's not
That's
like
a
he could
good
be like,
picture, man.
"Hey Hulk, now that you asked Sam to do that, will you also do it with me?"
Yeah.
And then Hulk would be like,
You're not a Hulkamaniac, brother.
Yeah.
Let's continue with the interview. He talks about TMZ calling him.
I had to rationalize it, don't understand it, and then the reason I haven't slept is
"How long has it been since you slept?"
I didn't sleep last night.
Jeez.
But as I'm trying to be cool, I get TMZ and all these people calling me, telling me that the guy that's my best friend
That's what I was going to ask you
is
about.
the one that did this to me.
And is that the first when the TMZ interview? Is that the first time you're hearing about this? So they have you on the phone?
Yeah.
And they're like,
They
"Let's
said-
get an immediate reaction. It's your best friend that's saying this."
They hit me with it on the phone. They said, "Yo, you got to get on the phone right away." So I'm going to get on the phone. I'm my attorney. I don't know what you guys are up to.
Right.
So we got on the phone with David Houston, and they read the transcript.
Of Bubba saying,
I guess a guy named Mike Walters
Uh-huh.
and Harvey read me the transcript that when I walked out of the room, Bubba went up to the camera, and
Yeah.
he said he was laughing when he walked up to the camera and said, "Ha ha, Heather, this is our retirement if we ever need it." And they said he was laughing when he went up to the camera off.
and up until that point, you had been under the assumption Bubba didn't even know it was recording.
Yeah, and he swore to me, and I said, "Dude, I'm getting ready to file criminal charges. It's not about just you and me. It's like, if you didn't do this, you're my best friend ever. I love you to death. If you did this, we never were friends, but it's more than just you and me. You got a son, a 10-year-old son, and he's on the chopping block too now, the altar. I need to know, because I may react differently, because I love your family. I need to know it's not just you and me. Your son could lose a father or financially be impacted, so I need to know." And he swore to me he didn't do it.
Jesus. What the fuck's wrong with Bubba?
I don't know, dude.
What's wrong with that fucking guy?
Jesus. Was he getting pissy-eyed right there?
Yeah, it started getting red-eyed.
Yeah, because he trusted this guy for years.
Sure.
That, they were good friends, best friends, whatever, and Bubba does that? It's fucked up. And he went to his office and jerked off while the Hulk was fucking his wife.
Because he's probably monitoring the camera. Yeah, you fucker.
Well, you got cameras in your house.
No, outside my house.
Oh.
I don't have them inside.
Sorry.
That's like creepy, I think.
But you do know how to monitor them. So
Yeah, sure.
So obviously, if he knows there's a camera in the bedroom and he goes, "Well, I'll be in my office."
Oh,
What do
absolutely,
you
he
think
was
he's doing in
watching.
his office?
He had to be watching.
It's fucking creepy.
See, for Hulk Hogan, it's probably hard to find genuine friends who like you and who are comfortable with you.
Yeah, some
because
kind
he's
of ulterior
the biggest
motive.
wrestler ever. I think he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to find guys that just you're comfortable with and you can just be yourself with.
Yeah.
And then here's this guy as his best friend, and he fucked. That would be like
him.
Bob Kelly or fucking or Voss betraying me like that, or Colin. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh,
like,
man.
Yeah.
after all the time we spent together, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Well, Hulk picks shitty friends, obviously.
Yeah,
But
but
for whatever reason.
You don't know that. Like, it's hard when you're 20 years in, man. It's oof.
He should have fucking seen the signs.
He's got, and as much as he's done for Bubba, even professionally, his career, everywhere Hogan goes, if he's not wearing a Hogan shirt, he's wearing a Bubba Army shirt. He got Bubba on wrestling. He got him on TNA. I mean, they fired him because he sucked, but he at least got him the job.
What is that dope Bubba saying?
Nothing. Not a word.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty brave.
And his radio company told the staff of his station not to mention it either.
Oh, really?
Wait, has Bubba been on the air?
Yeah, but he hasn't said a word.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
That's not too awkward.
Well, I'll say that. I don't think Bubba released this. He, A, never would have left that last part in there, and B...
Well, what? He's not with his wife anymore, right?
No. They're
So
divorced.
she obviously grabbed a copy of this, I think.
Maybe. You think?
But still, he's on the tapes. He knows
Right.
he secretly taped his
Right.
good friend.
And he told Hogan, like Hogan said, that I didn't know this was recorded. I didn't know the camera was on.
Maybe, you know what?
And there is the problem
Bubba
is
proves that he knew the camera was on.
and it's a criminal offense. They're saying to record in Florida to record somebody having sex without their knowledge. So Bubba, if he didn't release it, he definitely recorded them.
Yeah,
without Hogan's knowledge.
He probably he was probably joking when he said that. Like, you know, it was like,
but he still was taping.
No,
his
I know.
friend having sex with
Yeah,
his
with
wife.
his wife.
But he was probably just kidding when he said that. And had he released the tape, he never would have left that part on. That would have been cut.
why?
Yeah, but none
and
of
it's
that's
like,
going to matter in the end.
just the fact that he did it secretly and then saved it without telling Hulk. Like, obviously, Bubba knew he had it all this time.
He's probably just jerking off to it. He was just jerking off to his wife getting fucked by a big dick. I'm telling you, that's all it is. Unless he has a thing. I don't know what Bubba's sexual thing is, but I'm going to guess he was just jerking off to this. 'Cause that's what I would do if I see the chick getting fucked by a guy. I would just jerk off watching
But this Bubba, you know, tries to act like he's a tough guy and a brave man. Why isn't he talking about this?
Yeah.
Why isn't he talking about this?
I know. This is like
Probably
finally
the legal ramifications.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he should say something.
But how do you go on the air every day and do that kind of show? Because this show is like our show in the sense that you're just talking. It's not.
Yeah.
How do you not address this?
I mean,
that's
Hogan
a
is
scumbag
his
move, man.
public best friend. He's been on Bubba's show hundreds of times.
Yeah, yeah.
So you continued your interview with Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
One of your heroes.
I asked Harvey, I said, Harvey, did you see the tape? And Harvey said, no. And I said, well, then I don't believe you. And then
back to what?
Harvey Levin.
Yeah, he's talking about
Sorry.
the conversation that he had with TMZ Live that we played on the show yesterday.
Right.
When Harvey told him,
Harvey!
this is what it says on the tape. And he's saying that he had no idea that Bubba had said that on the tape until they told him on the air,
Right.
this is the transcript, we've seen it.
And once again, Bubba said something like, you know, we could retire off this.
Right. So Hogan always thought that Bubba didn't know that it was being recorded.
But
I asked Harvey, I said, Harvey, did you see the tape? And Harvey said, no. And I said, well, then I don't believe you. And then Mike Walters goes, well, I saw it all of a sudden, some crazy voice came on the conference line and said, Hogan, this is the executive producer of the show, and I witnessed the tape with Mike Walters. And I hung the phone up, and I just started shaking violently. I couldn't control
like
my
when he
body.
gets crazy and tears his shirt off. Is that how he was shaking?
He started hulking up. And
He
then
started hulking up.
He pointed right at Bubba's picture and went,
Oh,
no!
man. No. And then he leg dropped the towers.
Let's not forget, he did it for us, though.
He did. He meant to. He had good intentions.
Yes.
Control my body. I was like shaking and freaking out. And my lawyer, David Houston, was calling me. Everybody was calling me. I thought on that spot I was going to have a heart attack. And I couldn't push my iPhone to answer it. Finally, after it could have been 5 minutes, could have been 3, I don't know, but it seemed like about 10. Finally, when I answered the phone, I wasn't crying, but I was going, I was freaking out. He kind of like talked me down, you know?
Yeah.
And so, dude, it was the most, and you know, then I have to tell my wife what might be, and I still haven't seen the tape. So, praying to God, bro, that something crazy's happening, you know? But that's why I was so rattled last night and today. But, dude, it's the single-handedly the heaviest thing that's ever flipped my life, you know, and my kids to be old enough to go, okay, Dad, we know who you are, everything's good. Can you imagine if my kids are like 10 and 12? They may just listen to somebody else I used to be in love with it saying, your dad's this, your dad's that.
That's right. When he was talking about his kids, too, that's where he was getting real watery-eyed.
Now, Barbara Walters would have seen that and then just started keep talking about the kids.
Yeah, you got to get him to cry
and
at
get
this
him to
point.
fucking cry.
Yeah.
That's where you got to.
And you got to lower your voice, too.
Smell
Barbara
blood.
knows how to lower her voice.
I'll tell you, when she did an Ozzy Sharon interview and she got Ozzy crying because it was after Sharon announced her cancer, Barbara Walters is fucking good.
She knows how to get people weeping.
She knows how to give you enough space to kind of walk around, and then she knows when to step in. It's hard, isn't it? Fucking good. Yes, it is. It is. It's hard. Yeah, you're scared, aren't you? I certainly am. But it doesn't even matter what you're talking about. If she asked me what time did you get to work, I would just say, well, you know, I walked in like 5 after 6. You wanted to get there earlier. Yeah, I did. That's right. But the fucking cat caught the light. You fucking cut with a lisp.
Shit.
I wish I had like
Edgar, go away.
real time with him. I got 20 minutes with him.
Oh, stop. You did a good
That's
job.
good, man.
Stop
That's
beating
really
yourself
good.
up.
We spent the first 10 minutes. He was talking about drinking Crown Royale with Andre the Giant.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we just lost our CD player, though.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Did you ask him about destroying the towers?
No, I didn't. See, these are all things I would
Missed
have loved to have
opportunities.
brought up.
Yep. Oh, man.
That might work. All right. And finally, the last clip, Sam talking to Hulk Hogan, the second greatest wrestler of all time.
Who's the first?
Bob Backlund.
Ivan Putski.
Stone Cold E.T.
There are some who think that you're in on this. Like, people have actually come to me and been like, well, come on, he's obviously in on it. You're not.
Well,
I mean, it's obviously it's a damaging thing, but you're not in on it.
Well, like Vivid Entertainment and several of these people have offered me an open checkbook.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm doing this to hurt my kids. I'm doing this to ruin my new marriage. I'm doing this to maybe lose my job at TNA. I'm doing this. I mean, I don't.
And not making a dime.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't. I've been through enough. I don't need this type of publicity.
Yeah.
You know, so
you've probably learned better than anybody that negative publicity is very different than.
Oh, it'll change your life, bro. So I mean, if they think I'm in on it, bro, I don't know what to say.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, I really don't. I don't have an answer for that one.
Kick your ass.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking start continuing on that line.
You know what I wonder? You got to feel bad for this guy. Like you say, he's got a new marriage. He's getting, this is kind of like the second part of your life. I wonder if it's, I mean, this is a pure guess, but is this a vindictive person who used to be in his life, who somehow connected with somebody who maybe used to be in Bubba's life and is behind it on, and again, that could be totally false too, but it's just a curiosity. Is it possibly his ex?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
could be
behind
anybody,
The
yeah.
timing, too, is somebody who probably knows what he's up to because he was scheduled, like I scheduled this interview with him weeks ago. Like we were supposed to talk about the TNA pay-per-view that's coming up.
Yeah.
So they knew
Right.
that he was going to be going around doing these interviews.
And I'll say this, good for Hulk Hogan that he's doing the press. I like, because what's happening is, like, a lot of these guys are such pussies or women. He's out there at least talking about it. He's being honest. So you look at this, and instead of just going, oh, I can't wait to see it, you're like, I fucking feel bad for this guy. Like, that's even though it's like, I'll watch it, but it's shitty. It doesn't feel as good as it would to see, like, a fun sex tape. You're like, fuck, man, I feel a lot of empathy for him having his life.
But you still watch it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't buy it, and I wouldn't. It's like, I look at it for what it is now, just this fucking vulture move.
I saw the quick clip, and that's it. That's all I need to know and see.
And I'll tell you that
this guy was obviously set up bad.
Yeah,
his publicists
really bad.
were like telling people, try not to really talk about the sex tape.
Yeah,
try to
they have to say that.
Oh, boy.
But then once I was in there and talking to him, he was like, no, like this is what I want to talk about. Like I want to be able to, clear the air.
He felt very comfortable with Sam Roberts.
Well, he knew I was a little Hulkamaniac.
A little Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, and you let you
growing
down.
up but you know the struggles. You've heard, you've grown up with the Hulkster.
He signed the picture of me dressed as him, and he wrote on it, "Thanks for keeping the dream alive."
Well, hold on. What dream do you keep alive?
The dream of Hulkamania. Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins.
What's that?
Oh, my God.
What is it?
Well, they added a fourth.
Wrestling's going to destroy you. You know
Train,
that, right?
say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and believe in yourself. It's the tenets of Hulkamania.
And use your giant fucking
Cock when you can.
Yes.
Your fucking.
Well, that's where the vitamins are stored
can.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's your protein. Pray you don't get her pregnant.
All right.
Yeah.
That was terrific.
Pretty good.
We should break because we got
Pretty good.
Kevin Smith coming in about an hour, less than an hour. Christopher Lloyd. Wow. That's cool.
Jack Dunphy's full of shit. That's all I want to talk to him about is Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, boy. You're going to have to fucking shoehorn yourself in there because I got Back to the Future.
You guys can talk about Doc Brown, that and silliness all you want. Fucking, you want to talk about Jim Ignatowski? Knock yourselves out. It's all Mr. Tabert.
Yeah.
That's all I want to hear
I
about.
might be with Jimmy on this one.
Yeah.
What a fucking brilliant film.
Yeah.
And you made Travis laugh, so that's good.
Aw,
Feeling
now,
better,
now
Travis?
he's just reminded
I'm
again.
glad to be here.
All right.
The Orioles.
Edgar.
How did the Orioles do?
Who's your favorite team, Edgar?
I don't like the Orioles. I like the Milwaukee Brewers.
Of course, he would like that.
Yeah.
Of course he would.
He picked the perfect team. Kirk Hammett as well from Metallica.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Sirius XM, the Opie and Anthony Show.
What a dumb song.
No, this is a very, very
dumb
good song.
As Jimmy is wearing his Kiss t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Kiss coming in here today?
Yeah.
We don't got Kiss,
You
though.
got- No, they're just doing a town hall. They come in at...
I think we got to smooth it over with Gene Simmons. It's time, man. It's
He
time to let
apologized.
go. It's time to let go.
Well, you know what? It was a while ago.
All right, good.
And he's still a complete fucking asshole. Never gonna fucking Forgive.
Wow.
Forgive.
Kim.
He sang God of Thunder.
He really did.
Well, he did. It's true. Excuse me? Pardon me?
Gene said to me,
Oh.
he didn't have a problem with you whatsoever. So
The Sam Robert interviews.
Yeah.
Part of the Sam Robert interview series.
he was crying when he said it. But he said,
When is the box set coming out?
he
My
did say
God.
he didn't have a problem with you. So I don't know why you hold this resentment, Anthony.
Yeah.
They were very good. A public thank you to the great Justin Stangl.
Love the Justin Stangl.
Who told me about this in advance secretly. And I never blabbed it. And he got me into the Ed Sullivan Theater, which was extremely hard to get tickets. And he had his assistant meet me downstairs, Mike, who waited online with me until the band was done rehearsing.
Yeah.
And made sure I got into the third row. They took great care of me.
Third row, Ed Sullivan Theater to see Kiss perform live.
It's Letterman
Crazy.
stage, 500 people, not
Crazy.
even. And they opened with their new song, which I really love. And they did just a bunch of old stuff. Like, they know what people want to see. They're
That's
fucking
awesome.
smart. They don't do a whole bunch of too hip for the room shit or a bunch of B-side.
Yeah.
You know, they just know what people want to see.
Yeah.
Smart. I love them.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I saw the pictures
Cool.
you were tweeting.
Yeah, and they're coming in today to do a town hall. Jose is doing it. The label wanted like a real music guy, which I get. I mean, he's Headbangers Ball. Yeah, I was going to say that, but I was like, I couldn't think of a letter. Double X.
Good one.
So I want to try to go sneak a picture with the Bond. I have no picture with just them. And
Wow.
I love when I tweet and then people are like, Ace and Peter right there. I know.
What?
And I love Ace and Peter.
Ace and Peter.
I love those guys. What am I going to do? Tell Tommy and Eric to step out?
You're ripping off my only impression.
What's that?
The
No,
guy.
it's different. Different.
Oh, it's
yours
different?
Yours is
It
this.
was, yeah.
Yours is this. And this was Ace and Peter. Mine's much louder.
I'm flattered that I might have influenced
You did.
your character.
Yes, mine is just a louder version of yours.
For the people that don't know, that's what I hear now.
Yeah.
With these dumb haters.
But it's amazing how it's like I know
I
that
love
it's
that, yeah.
just Tommy Thayer and Eric and Peter. I get it, and I love the original lineup more than I love Breathing. I love the original fucking four, but it is what it is right now.
And
the
that's
band
fine.
sounded great last night. What am I going to do?
You've heard-
not listen to the guitar?
You're just a super fan, and you've seen all different versions of these guys.
Yeah, my only goal, and we're interviewing Peter.
But they're not getting back together anytime soon.
I don't
the
think
original
ever,
four.
unless they're
This
inducted.
could be
into,
ever at this point, right?
The only shot you'll see at them doing it is if they're inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Then all four original
Oh, I
members
thought they
will
were
show up.
already in there because they've been a big influence on rock and roll over the years.
That's right. No.
Well, you can't give real credibility because they nominated Public Enemy this year over Kiss. It's like an embarrassing fucking what did Johnny Rotten call it?
Oh God,
a
was that
hideous
great.
fiasco.
Yeah.
Johnny Rotten was
Fiasco.
A hideous fiasco.
I'm so glad that worked out
Yeah, I
yesterday.
told you.
That
He
was
was-
great.
I'm always right about these
cool
things.
as fuck, man.
He wants to
Yeah.
come back too, and we will have him back.
Yeah, apparently he was saying good things about us down the hall.
Yeah, whatever.
To,
Whatever.
yeah.
He was a very good
Yeah.
a very fun interview and a very talkative guy and smart.
His manager is scary as fuck.
Yeah, I hear he's a little nuts. Yeah,
Oh God, yeah. He was weird.
He was scary, man.
he used to bodyguard him.
Did he?
Really?
Yeah, the manager. He's probably tougher than he looks. He looks like a kind of a quiet guy, but he's probably a major problem.
He looks like he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you didn't know any better, you would assume he did some really bad things.
Yeah. He had like a part shaved in his head, and then it was dyed red.
Yeah.
Just the part.
And then it was like a bird's nest haircut.
Yeah,
I call those
really
the bird's
weird.
nest, where it's shaved up all the way around.
Yeah.
And he didn't smile once, and that was a fun interview. Everyone was laughing and having a good
Yeah.
time, and I kept taking a peek at that guy. He didn't fucking smirk or laugh or nothing.
No, he was communicating things.
Yeah,
To
I don't know what he was
John the whole
communicating.
time, but I didn't know what he was trying to
Yeah,
get to.
we should have
man.
asked him, but I think we were all scared.
I know, he was a weird guy, man.
He was strange.
Strange sort.
So Alex Karras, we announced this a couple days ago. He's gone.
Passed away.
Yeah, the NFL great, Webster fame.
Oh, yeah.
Monday Night Football, Blazing Saddles. That guy.
Right.
77.
77?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We got the Obama
do.
clip.
All right.
All right. Obama's talking about the first debate.
Yeah?
God, did he blow it?
He's making some
Wow,
kind of
did he
excuses.
blow it.
He's saying that, what?
I don't
That he
know.
was just
Let's
being
find out.
polite or something? Come on.
Let's see.
That debate, what happened? Well,
who's asking him this?
Oh, that's Diane Sawyer.
Oh, okay.
I
Diane
recognize
Sawyer.
her because I think she's still hot.
I thought it was Sam Roberts.
Nope, not.
But he
not
was,
a Sam Roberts interview.
That's Obama to cry. I couldn't believe that.
I'm such a worm. I'd probably be like, I thought you won, Mr. President. But she's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wow,
terrible,
horrible.
That debate. What happened?
Well, Governor Romney had a good night. I had a bad night. It's not
How bad?
Well, it's not the first time I've had a bad night, but I think what's important is that.
Can I stop this for a second? You can't just casually say you had a bad night. You're the president of the United States. There's only 2 debates, right? You can't have a bad night. Is it 3?
I think it's 3.
Oh, 3. Okay. You can't have a bad night with debates.
Yeah, it hurts. It
hurts a lot. He's got to come back strong now.
Oh, they're going to look to him now. If he doesn't come back strong, he is really fucking in trouble.
I think
really
so.
in trouble.
I think so. You could feel it out there.
Yep.
It's very close right now. Is Romney in the lead?
Some polls.
Some polls. The polls are so fucked now. There's so many different ones out there that you could just pick one and say, yeah, he's ahead.
Right.
Pick another one, he's not. They become nothing because there's no consistency.
You know, Biden's going to have a good night. That's tonight, right?
That's tonight. I don't know.
Biden will have a good night.
Dude, I don't know.
He's going to be full of zingers and sound bites. You don't think Biden's going to have a good night?
He's a loose fucking cannon.
That's why he's going to have a good night.
I don't know if that's good.
You think Obama's nervous?
Yes.
Because Obama can't fucking control
They've
Biden.
sequestered Biden. They've sequestered him away to train for this
But he can't
debate.
help himself.
He can't.
Biden is one of those guys, you could tell him 100 times.
Yeah.
You got to be cool. Yeah. He can't help himself.
He can't.
I think you're going to see some good TV tonight.
But Ryan is very good.
Yeah,
he's a
pretty good.
very good speaker, and he's very good.
He seems to be that, yes.
Yeah.
And he has a 4-year record to go after.
Right.
I think it's almost harder for an incumbent in a debate, unless your record's amazing.
Amazing, right.
Because no matter who you are, unless you're a giant governor, Romney's record as governor or Ryan's record is not as visible and known as what Obama's is because he's the president.
Mm-hmm.
So any sitting president, I think, has a bit of a disadvantage because there's 4 years of public major stuff for them to pepper you with.
Anytime you brought up the economy, Obama had to put his head down because you can't. How do you defend rampant unemployment? And meanwhile, you know.
But it's Romney, though.
Meanwhile, Romney, though,
but
can
it's
just.
Romney.
What about it? He was great. He was great in that interview.
He was great. I can't deny it.
He was great in that interview. Yeah.
Can't deny it. Here's more of Obama.
But I think what's important is that the fundamentals of what this race is about haven't changed. You know, Governor Romney went to a lot of trouble to try to hide what his positions are.
So I'm not going to get an explanation of what you think happened, of why you had that.
Wow.
You know, one thing, maybe this is because I played a lot of sports when I was a kid and still do. If you have a bad game, you just move on. You look forward to the next one. And it makes you that much more determined. The difference between this and sports is that the stakes are so high.
Wow, you can even hear it in this clip. He
fumbles a lot for words when he doesn't have a speech prepared in front of him. He's not as good a speaker as everybody gave him credit for being, especially like at the Democratic National Convention.
Right. But he's shook up by Diane Sawyer and what happened. You could hear it in his voice.
She just called him out on not answering your question, so I'm not going to get an answer.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know how much balls you have to say that to the president?
She has been through the mill over the years, so she's one of those people that'll ask anyone anything.
Obama's been beat up for 4 years, and I think it's starting to get to him.
Take his toll?
You could hear it. His confidence is...
I think he might not want the job.
I don't
God,
know.
imagine
Maybe
that.
he realized, what the fuck, who would ever want this job? I've heard that over the years. It's the worst job you could possibly have.
Had my beliefs. Thought I'd come in there with hope and change.
Man, maybe he'll be the first president to have a nervous breakdown from the pressure.
Man. He's
But
really
fucking Joe Biden. Let's do this, Joe. I can't wait.
Zingers.
He will definitely have a few zingers tonight.
He's supposed to be.
And I'm not saying because of policy. I
Yeah.
just fucking love Joe Biden. I love the guy.
The vice presidential debate. incumbent is supposed to be the attack dog for the president.
Right.
He's supposed to do and say the things that the president normally can't say during a debate because it comes off as a little too harsh.
Yes.
So that's going to be his stance. And then you're going to have Ryan, who's going to be a facts and figures guy who's going to try to refute any.
You mean lying guy?
Lying guy. Well, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Democrat, that's what you'll say. It's lying guy.
Just want to represent the other side. That's
against
what they
the
would
attack
say.
dog. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You got lying guy and the attack dog that might have a few shooters before the debate. You think Joe will have a few
shooters? Loosen up a little.
You have a few shooters when you go home, and you're not the same person.
Shooters.
Here's a line you'll hear tonight. Well, while you've been busy working on your abs, I've been working on the economy.
Oh,
Zing.
boy.
That's a zinger.
Yes, that's a Joe Biden line.
Yeah. Well, he's been going around saying the Osama bin Laden is dead and General Motors is alive. That's been his mantra.
Well, that's a good
lately.
one to have. It's good. It's a good soundbite.
Yeah, but boy, this whole Libyan embassy thing is really getting on top of Obama's back.
Because they won't say what it is.
They're having hearings about it, and what's coming out is not very favorable for the White House. The fact that there wasn't any riot due to a video at all in front of the embassy. It was an attack. It was a 9/11 anniversary attack on the United States embassy staff. And that's all it was. Yeah. And it was very well planned and very heavily armed a group of people that attacked the embassy. And for the White House to come out and say that it was because of a video was an out-and-out lie, and they knew it. And the ambassador had come forward and said he wanted and needed more security, begged for it. And they didn't give it to him.
Why didn't they?
That's what's coming out now. Why? Who dropped the fucking ball on this? And for people that I've tweeted and realized people are saying, well, it's not the president's job. The president does this. That's the State Department. That's this. That's the other thing. No, it's his watch. And if he wants to take credit for Osama bin Laden, then you got to take credit for the fucking bad things too. I mean, Jesus Christ, the ball was fucking dropped.
Well, it is
Americans died because somebody wasn't fucking paying attention.
It is an election year, though, so you got to cover that shit up.
Well, you cover it up and it comes out, and it's looking very bad. It's looking like they definitely knew something. They kept it from the American people. Someone made a mistake. They weren't given the security that they needed, that they asked for, and people died because of it. And it was covered up in a way that was supposed to blame it on a videotape, when meanwhile it was an obvious anniversary of 9/11 terrorist attack, and it's coming out.
Very good. So we'll be watching the debate tonight.
Yeah.
What? Jimmy?
I'll tell you after. I'm just reading something somebody wrote. It's very funny.
Paul Ryan ends an interview. Is this old?
It's this week. It's
a couple of days.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard this clip yet.
I saw this.
He ends an
Meanwhile,
interview.
Michael Moore posted this on his shitter.
Well, what? He's a terrific American.
That fucking
Shitter instead of Twitter.
Instead of Twitter.
He's a terrific
damn.
American, though, Anthony.
Do you like that, Sam?
Loved it.
Yeah, Boo-hoo fucking Roberts. That's going to be the name of your show.
Boo-hoo Roberts.
Welcome to the Boo-hoo Roberts Hour. You talk, I get you to boo-hoo.
Oh, pissy eyes. Turns everyone into pissy eyes.
Yeah, fucking Sam. He'll turn those tough eyes into liquid cum machines.
Right, cum.
Michael Moore tweeted this and tried to make it seem like Ryan came off looking bad in this.
Right.
The reporter comes off looking like a fucking idiot, and Ryan comes off looking like he's doing exactly what he should have done.
All right,
this guy had an agenda.
Let's listen.
Does this country have a gun problem?
This country has a crime problem.
Not a gun problem.
No, I mean, if you take...
Don't we have a gun problem?
No. We don't have a gun problem.
Compared to other countries.
We have a car problem, too, then. And I'm going to stick to that, even though it seems to be the hacky thing to say. Then we have an alcohol problem.
Yeah, we do have an alcohol problem.
Yeah.
We do have a gun problem.
No one's addressing it
in this country.
It's not a gun problem.
I'm not talking about legal guns and all that shit. I'm just saying in general. It seems like we have some kind of problem with guns.
There are plenty of laws. There are plenty of laws that just aren't being adhered to.
Yeah,
and aren't being enforced.
Plus, then we have a gun problem.
No,
then
we have
gotta
a law problem.
Then
and
we got to
have
make
a crime problem.
Then we got to make the laws tougher. We got to do something because it seems like there's a lot of guns doing bad things.
There's also a cultural problem in this country with guns, and
Wouldn't
you know,
that
that's
lead to
got
a
to be
gun problem in
addressed.
general?
No, it's not a gun problem. A gun is hardware. It's a piece of fucking hardware. It's a hammer. It's a fucking hammer that throws nails really far and fast.
Is that all it is?
It's all it is.
No, I mean, if you take a look at the gun laws we have, I don't even think President Obama was proposing more gun laws. We have good, strong gun laws. We have to make sure. Well, we have to make sure we enforce our laws. Yeah, we have to. We have lots of laws that aren't being properly enforced. We need to make sure we enforce these laws. But the best thing to help prevent violent crime in the inner cities is to bring opportunity in the inner cities. Is to help teach people good discipline, good character. That is civil society. That's what charities and civic groups and churches do to help one another make sure that they can realize the value in one another.
And you can do all that by cutting taxes, right, with a big tax cut.
Those are yours, not mine.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Sorry. That was kind of strange, trying to stuff words in people's mouths.
Well,
I don't know if that's strange. No, but it sounds like you're trying to answer the question for me. I think that's a little odd.
I thought the reporter came off just sound like a cunt.
Yes, yes. He's like he's talking about the gun thing, and Ryan addresses it very, very nicely. You did a good job addressing what this guy's question was. So then he didn't get a good bite on that. So in the middle of discussing the gun laws and gun problem that he said, he then throws a tax thing in. Just to try to fucking hang him up on that?
Well, the way he threw it in, it was what was cunty.
Right.
So that's going to happen by doing this. That's what the agenda is. If he would have said to him, well, okay, that's all well and good, but Governor Romney proposes cutting taxes.
Right.
How will cutting taxes for wealthier Americans translate into civic and church groups helping people in poverty? How does that connect?
And can I clear something up, please? Yeah. Romney is not trying to cut taxes for the wealthy. He just doesn't want them raised. The expiration of the Bush tax cuts.
January 1st.
Which, by the way, everybody's fucked on that one, January 1st. Look it up.
Everybody?
It up. Everyone across the board is getting their taxes raised, even the middle class, the low. Everybody's getting fucked January 1st. So, but Romney isn't talking about
I gotta vote for Romney
tax
now.
breaks. Somebody tweeted me and said, Anthony, how do you feel about Romney flip-flopping? You're not going to get those tax cuts that you were promised. I was like, first of all, I never heard him promise me a tax cut.
Wait.
And I just don't want my taxes raised.
But he's flip-flopping?
No. He never fucking said he was going to lower taxes for the wealthy. That's what fucking the Democrats have been saying.
But what's the real deal?
He's not saying that. The real deal is let's keep the fucking Bush tax breaks that were put in place years ago in place until this economy fucking shapes up, because raising taxes is a horrible thing to do. And what Romney said, getting more people to work will make more revenue for the government, because more people will be working and being taxed, and you raise revenue that way instead of just taxing the few people that are working now.
Who's going to raise the taxes? Obama?
Obama.
Fuck, I got to vote for Romney then.
Well, there you go.
It's obvious.
What I don't like about the government is, like you guys have said, you don't know where the fucking money's going. Like the fact that they had to stop him from giving $200 billion to Egypt. What the fuck are we doing?
I don't.
And Republicans might do that too.
Romney wants that contingent on that money contingent on keeping the peace treaty alive with Israel,
right?
And this whole this Islamic fucking government that's in place, the Muslim Brotherhood. Why are we giving them fucking money?
Why are we giving any country in the Middle East money?
Yes.
Enough.
Yes.
Why are our troops in Germany?
Well, we got to protect the oil.
Korea?
We got to protect the oil. That's why. That's why. That's why we give them money. We got to protect
stability
the oil.
in the region.
Fuck the stability in the region.
Well, but it's not that easy.
Hate stability in the region.
We got to have a plan B. We don't have a plan B, so we have to keep giving them money for now.
We do Alaska. Just drill in Alaska.
Oh, but it's
drill, baby, drill.
But until that's all set up, we have no choice. We got to keep that area stable.
Keystone Pipeline.
We have to.
The Keystone Pipeline, how many jobs? And just bringing up the Keystone Pipeline will lower fuel prices, which, by the way, are edging on $5 a fucking gallon in this country.
Will that fuck up the wildlife in Alaska?
No.
You sure?
It's positive.
All right,
I've done the research.
I got to vote for Romney then. I got to.
What about the flip-flop?
It's fucking Canada.
Is he
Just let him run a
flip-flopping?
pipeline across stupid Canada.
Exactly. Who gives a shit if it fucks up a few owls?
Exactly.
Hey, Moose, go fuck yourself. I need to fucking drive.
A nice greasy fucking elk. Who cares?
We're gonna fuck up the owls?
I don't know.
Obama's getting my vote.
Oh,
Can't fuck up
shit.
the
Oh,
owls.
you are a flip-flopper.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, man. A lot of the undecideds, you can tell in some of these polls that are ridiculous and don't make any sense and go each way. But the undecideds is where this whole fucking election is all about. It really is. I don't think it's ever been that as important.
Is it really going to be
now.
close?
I think it's going to be.
And it's 3.5 weeks out, right?
Very close.
No, a little less than 4, I guess.
I think it's going to be a very close election.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And it really is coming down to the wire as far as who's going to be ahead come election day.
Yeah.
Because they're neck and neck, and every little bit of leeway you can get is very important right now.
You want to hear Rick Springfield singing in a subway?
Rick Springfield, his buddy of mine.
I'm
so jealous. I'm so jealous. She should be with me. Jesse's girl.
I guess he's got another album coming out that most people won't buy.
Why would you insult Rick Springfield?
What are you talking about?
He's a nice man.
Don't insult
He's
Rick
a nice
Springfield.
guy and all, but who's going to buy a Rick Springfield album?
Portrait mode?
I know.
They want to hear fucking Jesse's girl.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear whatever he's singing now.
But
Jesse's got that. But he's promoting. He's doing a little guerrilla marketing, and he hit the subways to sing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I get it.
Uh-huh.
Guerrilla.
What? No, marketing.
Oh, marketing.
Yeah.
Damn it! I thought I had you.
Yeah, no.
So he sang in the subway? One of his new songs?
No, he's saying Jesse's girl in the subway.
Oh, good.
Jesse's girl in the subway. And now, was there a lot of people around? Did they know it was him?
Yeah.
Or did they slowly kind of go like, hey, that guy looks like Rick Springfield?
Well, based on the video, he's got quite a little surrounding of soccer moms and.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That don't know how to fucking turn their phone sideways for a video?
I can't believe they can even use the video function.
I blame the Apple V, though. At this point, there should
blame the Apple V?
I blame the Apple V because at this point, they should be able to, if you fuck up and film shit this way, one fucking button, whatever the fuck, where they can fix that for
Already
you.
changing that aspect ratio, though. It's
I
tough to do.
understand.
You've already cut the sides off.
But they figured out everything else. How they should be able to figure this one out.
If we've learned anything, it's that most Apple V users don't even know what a camera is.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's got an apple on it.
Dude, you sound like that girl.
Oh, Jimmy. I don't want to hear them homeless guy just sticks a bottle in his neck.
Why does Rick Springfield have a high voice now?
Yeah,
some of the moms singing,
ruining it. You got an opportunity to get Rick Springfield in the subway doing a song like that, and all you're hearing are a bunch of fucking yentas waiting for the train.
Bunch of hens.
Hens.
I want Jesse's eggs.
How many women are hoping that Rick goes, hey, you want to go around the corner here? I want to put it in your shit.
Yeah,
in your shitter in the subway.
How many would go for it, though?
A lot. Yeah. Urine fucking smelling alcove.
Yeah. Rick wanted his ass eaten in the bathroom after a long train ride.
Where can I find a woman like that? There doesn't seem to be a reason to change. No, I feel so dirty when they start talking cute. I want to tell her that I love her, but the point is probably moot.
Moot?
Moot.
Yeah.
Moot.
She sounds like the fucking girl
Is that how
that
you
gets
say that?
kidnapped in fucking Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. My mother will sing in the subway for you.
Who's Rick Springfield voting for, you think?
I bet he's an Obama guy.
I got to vote fucking Romney.
Yeah, I bet he's an Obama
Fuck,
guy.
that does it right there.
Yeah,
man.
but he did Jesse's girl.
He did. Fuck. You
Just
know what?
I'm
going to vote for Obama.
Okay.
I have to.
But she's watching him with those eyes, and she's loving him with that body.
we still doing this?
Yeah, it's a bunch of ladies singing. I'm done.
This could have been 30 seconds.
I'm done.
Are we still doing this?
Yeah, right.
so.
The whole
I'm done.
song?
Fuck. You're good with it.
I'm done.
Whole song?
I've moved on.
There's not a woman to be had in that crowd.
You know,
Who are they
he's putting out a documentary about how loyal his fans are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it called?
I don't remember.
My
but
loyal
it's-
fans.
It's traveling through the film festivals right now.
Do you think you'll get him to interview him, maybe? Get him to...
You already interviewed him.
I interviewed him. I didn't get him to cry.
Oh,
but
man.
I did get him to admit that he was not a sex addict, but a fan of sex.
Man, that's not bad.
Why is there
that's
rumors that
pretty
he's a
good.
sex addict?
He said they, kind of said something about being like a sex addict. But then when I asked him about it, he said he didn't want to call it an addict because it wasn't behavior that he couldn't control.
No.
And so I asked, so you're just a huge fan?
Did you ask him
said
how
yes.
he dyes his hair? Because it's
I-
really creepy.
didn't get
I
it.
saw him in a Starbucks on 110 one day.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they were playing one of the local venues on Long Island. I was doing one of my Huntington visits, and I stopped into the Starbucks, and there he was ordering with his creepy dark black hair.
Anybody recognize him?
Everybody. Yeah, he's pretty fucking famous. People want to talk about Jesse's girl with him all the time.
Yeah. Who's Jesse?
Who's Jessie?
And I'm looking in the mirror all the time.
God, how long?
Wondering what she don't see in me. I've been funny, I've been cool with a line.
This is so
Is that the way I'm
douchey.
supposed to be?
It's awful. Oh, shut up, you hen.
A lot of moisture in those pants.
Jesus.
Yuck.
Edgar can't clap in rhythm and gets exousted by it.
No, he's
Why do
clapping
you
and
get so
getting tired.
Edgar.
Edgar's all tired.
Jessica's girl.
Jessica's girl.
Jessica.
I know a woman like that, like Jesse's girl.
Right. You're still doing this? For real?
Oh, my God. Right.
I want Jesse's girl.
Can I find a woman like that?
Where can I find a woman like that, like Jesse's girl?
Dr.
I
Noah
wish
Drake,
that I
by
had
the way.
Jesse's girl.
General Hospital. Yes, he was
I want
Dr. Noah
Jesse's
Drake.
girl.
Yeah, back in the day. No, you dumb broads.
Know what I learned from this clip?
What?
Middle-aged women just stink. They're such simpletons.
They really are just dummies.
Horrible.
Middle-aged women stink. I learned that from Anthony.
To the women out there, don't turn into one of these middle-aged women that just are simpletons.
God.
Oh, it's horrible.
The soccer mom mentality.
Right.
That whole thing. God, it's just, ugh. How do you relate to that?
I don't know.
And still have, like, fun.
I don't know.
That's it.
Oh,
Here he goes. Friend of mine. He's a buddy of mine. What does he say?
This is a better.
Ricky Springfield.
This version is better.
Yeah.
Little mixtapes together, you know, I put all my favorite songs together. Hey, Cosmo, which one is this? Number 11, yeah. I love it. You know, when you buy a tape or something,
Oh, my God,
or an
he's
album,
great, all
you put
coked
it on
out.
And the songs are like the bands put them in some fucking order, like they want you to listen to it in that order. You know, I hate that. I fucking hate that. I don't like to be told what to listen to, when to listen to it, or anything.
And then it stops. He's like all
so tense.
Intense.
Yeah, the fucking so good.
It's masterful.
My awesome mixtape number 6.
It's like what is this, number 11? Yeah. Like a famous song.
It's Cosmo.
Cosmo with the firecrackers.
He whispers over out of the side.
Letting off firecrackers. Huh?
What does he do to that poor kid?
He hugs him and just pats him on the ass.
Pats him on the ass. Hugs him. Oh, yeah. Here it is.
He's smoking coke out of a fucking... He's freebasing with a robe.
Fucking
silver robe with his underpants.
He rules. What a great scene. It's so tense. There he goes. He's dancing.
Yeah, the one.
I just know it. Ricky Springfield, the buddy of mine.
Buddy of mine.
Jesse's girl, I'm so jealous. I wanna have Jesse's girl. She just be with me. Why can't I have a woman like that?
It's so Rick Springfield.
That's great.
I forgot about that.
Be with me.
That fucking, what an amazing scene that is.
That is great. It's shot really well,
That's
too.
a really
the
underrated,
camera's like
yes.
moving very slowly. It's never like a still shot.
Wonderful.
Really, I fucking love that movie. Boogie Nights is so
It's one of my
good.
favorite movies.
Yes.
And when he walks over, he's got it's a silver flowing, silky robe with creepy fucking tight underpants.
It's hanging open, yeah.
And the way he walks over, he's so loose when he walks. Like, he looks like he's been doing coke.
Yeah.
And he walks over and he hugs the Filipino kid. It's Cosmo.
Yeah, he points at him. Yeah. I'm just setting off firecrackers in my house.
But he doesn't blink.
No.
It just doesn't surprise him.
It's amazing.
Love it.
An amazing scene. Great movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of coke,
the
Lohans are at it again.
Yeah, what happened?
What a fucked up family this is, huh? I guess there's a phone call on TMZ. But you can't really understand the phone call, but there's like transcripts.
This is out on Long Island, right?
Basically, a lot of eyes are on Dina Lohan these days because she seems pretty fucked up.
Dina
fucked up in the head.
Lohan, buddy of mine.
What show was she on recently where she was all fucked up? Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, he takes care of people. That's why you go on that show. He takes care of people.
Phil is a dick.
Yeah.
You think he's a dick?
Yes.
Yes.
What an opportunistic phony.
Dr. Fool.
Ah, good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Why? He allowed Ted Williams to hand out fucking pocketbooks. Ted Williams?
That's funny. That Ted Williams.
Yes.
Hey, Kraft macaroni and
I know
cheese.
I've been a bad father.
You know you love it.
Here's a Louis Vuitton.
Brand new Louis Vuitton.
I got his daughter.
One of my best clips.
I love
favorite
that
clips
one.
ever.
He abandons his fucking kids.
Horrible father, but
He
he's
comes
gonna make
back.
it all good.
And his daughter, that's like the first time he's seeing her, and he goes, I got you a Louis Vuitton. Like she's going to be like, oh, daddy.
Oh, that makes up for everything.
Yeah, that makes up for everything.
Yes. After she, spilled her guts out to Dr. Phil and her horrible father.
Why
I got
don't
you
you
a
have some-
Louis Vuitton.
Have some Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Can we find that clip?
At least he's learning how to spend responsibly.
Yes.
No, he's not.
Oh, literal Jimmy.
We got to find the Louis Vuitton clip because it's been a while.
And meanwhile, he was shitting into it when he was living in a box.
Yeah.
Might smell like my duty.
Just the part about the Louis Vuitton. Is this it?
I don't know. Let me find it.
It says Ted Williams Louis Vuitton.
Ah, no,
It's a remake.
Yeah,
God,
they're
what
fucking
a disaster he is.
Yeah, people picked up on the whole Louis Vuitton thing. So you got the Lohans, you got the mom there is pretty fucked up. Seems like she likes to do some partying in her own right, I would imagine.
That is a fucked up family.
And then you got Lindsay Lohan, who's now living in New York. I guess they went out together, and on the way back to Long Island,
Merrick, Long Island.
That's where Dina Lohan lives.
Trash.
Merrick.
Some Long Island trash.
They're fighting in the car.
That's great.
And then they continue the fight. I think it's like 8 in the morning at this point. Well, like regular Joes are trying to go to work. They hear the mom,
Lohans are
the
at
mom
it
and
again.
the daughter yelling and screaming on the front lawn.
God.
And then I
What a
guess
shitty family.
And then I guess Lindsay called Michael Lohan. And then Michael Lohan's convinced that Lindsay Lohan's being kidnapped by the mom.
What a great thing to do. You got a horrible situation going on. Call Michael Lohan. He'll fucking make the whole thing better.
And then why are we all able to hear this phone call? Because I would assume Michael Lohan then has TMZ on speed dial.
Yeah,
of course he does.
For his own fucking whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
For his own benefit. He's using his own fucking kid to get some attention for himself.
He's got Harvey Cell.
What the fuck? I hear the call is really hard to understand, though, huh?
It is. There's a transcript, so you listen to it a little bit and see if you like it.
Yeah? All right. Wait, stop this shit. She says, yes, I do. Go ahead. You know what? I'm asking you to be respectful. You're being...
And Michael says, call up the ...
He's kidnapping you.
Wait, pause this.
Yeah.
Wow, they're all fucked up
It's
again,
hard to hear, but they're all fucked up. Yeah.
You want to go back a
Lousy
little
family.
bit?
So wait, this is on 911 recording or TMZ? This is 911, right?
No, because she called her dad, not 911.
So how is this recorded?
So how is it recorded?
I'm assuming her dad probably recorded it.
Oh, her dad probably records every phone call.
It's an assumption, but
What a fucking vulture.
And then he gives it to TMZ for what?
Because he's a shithead.
Because he's a shitty fucking dad.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They all just want to be famous in that family?
Oh, yeah. Very much so. I mean, if you're Dina Lohan, why do you go on Dr. Phil? She's not looking for help. If she's looking for help, she'd go to an actual doctor.
If she was looking for help, Sam Roberts' show.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking.
That's right.
Get to what's really going on.
Get to the root of the problem.
Waterworks Roberts.
I don't know what to do with this because it's hard to hear the phone call.
It's kind of funny just to look, because you could definitely hear audibly, like Danny was saying earlier, when you hear him going, you're being kidnapped right now. Because it's like, what are you talking about?
Because Lindsay's in the car with her mom going back to Long Island. So who's kidnapping her?
He thinks the driver's kidnapping Lindsay Lohan.
What
I don't know what he's
What would
talking.
he want with Lindsay Lohan?
All right.
You know how annoying that would be? You kidnap her after an hour. You're like, all right, just get the fuck out of my house.
Please leave.
Right. Why would you want that? There's not enough money in the world to deal with that shit. Mom, listen, Mom is threatening everyone. That's what Michael says?
Yeah.
You already told me that I was a piece of shit.
Oh.
Is what Lindsay says.
Mom is threatening everybody? You already told me that it's Did mom say she's calling the cops on you? Mom said she's calling the cops on you? Yeah, she's calling the cops on me and I have apparently from what the conversation I just heard. Is she in the car with you? You were just on the phone. You were just said you were calling cops, right? So you just said that. You just said that. Let me speak to this driver.
Just tricked me.
Pause. All right, this is the part. Pause. So Michael goes, Lindsay, he's kidnapping.
Well, does he know the father? He doesn't know the mother's in the car yet. I think he doesn't know the mother's in the car yet.
So
he's like, "Is she with you? Is she with you?" And Lindsay's being incoherent.
Kidnap Lindsay Lohan.
She
I
has.
want to go back to that point.
She's got some fucking issues. She's crying on the phone with her daddy, and now she's talking about like 40 grand in this next.
Oh yeah. Then Lindsay
clip.
goes, "You're crazy." I was like, "Give me my money back. Give me my 40 grand back." I guess she lent her mom 40,000 because her mom's saying she needs the money because there's foreclosure going on.
What a fucking piece of shit family.
All
So then realized maybe she doesn't really need the 40 grand. So now she wants the 40 grand back from her mom that I just gave you because you won't do that. It's not her fault. You just don't pay. And then it's just, I don't even know what the fuck she's trying to say there.
When did you give it to her? She's full of she's lying to you, Lindsay. She's lying. I just
All right, I'll pause.
Oh, boy.
This part I read in the paper. Yeah, so then Lindsay's saying, Dad, she's on cocaine. She's like touching her neck and shit. Because the mom's in the car and
oh, boy.
A little
Fucking
strange.
daughter hangs her out to dry.
But it does show you why Lindsay Lohan is such a
It's
disaster.
fucked up. Yeah,
because
yeah.
these fucking dog shit parents.
Yes.
Because she's having a fight with her mom, and then she calls the father for help, I guess, and then the father fucking tapes the phone call, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then passes it on to TMZ, I'm assuming.
What a disgusting guy.
They really are. She should
How
have
else
been
did
taken
TMZ
away
get
years ago.
the phone call?
She's 24 or something.
I know.
She's an adult.
I mean, when she was a child,
yeah,
she
yeah,
should have
yeah.
been taken out of the family and fucking put in foster care.
And then Michael, once again, Mom's in the car with you?
Mom's in the car with you? Well, she's kidnapping you. Where is she taking you now, Lindsay? Has she been out all night with you? Yeah, she's been out all night, Dad. And she broke your diamond bracelet too? Where
Ugh.
She's horrible, Lindsay. I'm dead to her. I'm dead to her now. Lindsay, you're dead to me. Dad, I have a gash on my leg. I don't know what happened. Mom put a gash on your leg?
He's, could you pause that a minute? He's reiterating things like he's recording.
Because he's absolutely...
He knows it's being recorded.
Yeah. So what is he saying about recording his daughter?
So he wants... Yeah, he wants all this on tape.
We don't know if he did for real, but
I don't know. It sure seems like it.
Sure seems like it.
And it's taped, and I don't think it's the Lindsay side.
He's a piece of shit, and so's the mother.
Yeah.
They're just terrible. But Lindsay's stupid. It's like, you're 24. Cut these fucking dead weights. This dog shit parents you got stuck with. Cut them off. Because no one talks about her work. When's the last time anybody said, hey, man, you see it? Every time Lindsay Lohan has become the punchline.
The joke,
It's like, it's the joke.
Yeah.
No one talks about what she's working on as a real artistic value, or hey, that was a good movie, or she's a good actress. I don't even know if she's a fucking good actress.
She's doing the Liz Taylor thing now.
Yeah.
The Liz Taylor story.
And she might be great.
Maybe.
But
who knows?
No one will care.
It's overshadowed by her fucked up life
Her
and
dumb
family.
personal life.
Hard family that she's got.
God, exhausting. What's the last part of the clip? It says she's like
the fucking devil right now. Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, okay. Wow.
That's pretty cool to a devil.
Of course it is.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
You like that type of music?
Lilo.
Seems so devilish.
Lilo, yo.
Wow.
That's fucked up. I don't know. It's kind of hard to just fucking get rid of your family, though.
Just don't communicate with them.
Well, it's the only one.
You don't have to have them murdered.
Sometimes it's the most logical thing you could do.
Ignore them. They're fucking, they're toxic,
Yeah.
parasitic shitheads.
Yep.
You're doing a movie and you're dealing with your fucking cunt mother being on coke. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah,
Because she's jealous of her, probably.
Yeah.
And she wants to be the famous one.
She's so jealous.
And then you got the father who wants his own fame.
Yeah, yeah.
And they don't give a fuck what that means to their daughter.
The mother, I guess, takes 40, or the mother allegedly accepts 40 grand, and then it looks like the father tapes her and puts it on TMZ. They're fucking parasites.
Just fucking leeches.
Parasites.
By the way, how this ended, I think I said it earlier, they continued their fight after they left the car and after they hung up with Michael Lohan on the front lawn as people were trying to go to work on Long Island. And then there's a picture in the paper because I guess, then you get the paparazzi and whatnot.
The glitterati. The people that glitter.
The mom and the daughter there hug it out.
Yeah.
That's how it ended.
Yeah.
With a hug out.
Yeah, exactly. Typical
It's probably
dysfunctional, shitty family.
It's probably just a typical Wednesday night in that family.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or Tuesday night, whenever the fuck it was.
Jesus. What a fucking situation to be in.
Oh, yuck. That family stinks.
Yeah. Well, we got Kevin Smith next.
Oh.
What is he promoting? Comic book? Comic Book Men Season 2. Nice.
And
He's always doing something.
He's
Yes,
doing
of
a
course.
panel tomorrow at Comic-Con.
He's paneling something?
No, he's doing a panel.
I thought he was working with something.
I was like, that stuff's really dated, the wood paneling.
Everybody's going to be at Comic-Con this weekend. All of our guests today.
What? We got Comic-Con this weekend.
Yeah, and Kirk Hammett's going to be there, and Kevin Smith, and Christopher Lloyd will all be there.
And they're all going to be on our show, Sam Roberts.
That's right.
Not yours.
Christopher Lloyd was also a Klingon in Star Trek 3. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yes, yes.
Jack Dunphy's full of shit. That's all I care about, and that's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's Cuckoo's Nest.
He was also in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Let's not forget people.
Oh, that's cute.
Everyone forgets
Professor Plum in Clue.
Adorable.
Come on.
Adorable.
Doc Brown.
Oh, yeah, allegedly.
Let me put it to you this way, Jim Norton. More people know him as Doc Brown than know him from Cuckoo's Nest.
More people know him because here's what he said. When Nicholson Chief threw the fucking sink through the window, he thought that McMurphy had gotten away, so he sat up and went, that crazy fuck. He was a crazy fuck.
He certainly was.
In that movie.
What a great movie.
Oh.
Great movie. He was Uncle Fester, too, right?
Yeah, he was in the movie.
Addams Family
So why don't we ask
movies.
him what he's known most for?
Mr. Tabert.
Doc Brown.
Nope,
Brown.
Mr. Tabert.
Gotta be Doc Brown.
Yeah, it's Doc Brown.
It's so Doc
I'm going to
Brown.
go Uncle Fester.
I prefer
No.
Professor Plum
$10 each.
It's so Doc Brown.
Yeah,
Back
it's
to the
so
Future.
Uncle Fester.
Back to the Future is a part of pop culture and has been for years.
Yeah, but MC Hammer did the Addams Family fucking song.
Oh,
And Clue
God.
is a board game.
Yeah, bored, all right.
The guy who made the sink that Will Sampson threw through the window is more famous than Doc Brown.
No.
You tell him, Jimmy.
Doc Brown.
Professor Plum.
Oh, my God, you people are out of your minds. I say Doc Brown, and I know he's going to know. It's
Guaranteed, Mr. I'm going to say to him, how many times a day does somebody walk up to you and go, Jack Dunphy's full of shit?
Never.
Guaranteed, he's probably like, I can't get on a plane anymore. I got to fly private.
They walk up to him and go, when this thing hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
There's a great story in Chris Jericho's book about him finding Christopher Lloyd in a gas station.
Yeah.
And going up to him and yelling out 88.8 gigawatts. And just feeling humiliated when Christopher Lloyd said, number one, do you know how often I get that? And number two, it's not even the right quote.
No.
And he just sulked back to his
All
car.
right, tell me what's better, Doc Brown or that fucking confused psycho?
He really looks crazy.
What a
Ooh,
fucking
that's-
kook.
Look at that picture.
But I mean, listen to the music here.
Exactly.
Everyone
Gives a shit.
knows.
Stinks.
Everyone knows this.
Mr. Tabert.
You know, Professor Plum was maybe sort of banging Miss Scarlet in Clue.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a break? Because Kevin Smith is here.
Or how about Captain Kirk?
Yeah.
I want all information for the Genesis device. And he's got his little Klingon head on. That's a good one.
Oh, I know what I want to ask him. Were you guys actually watching the baseball game when you were cheering? Oh, no, they weren't. The TV was off. I know the answer.
Remember? Yes. Yes.
Somebody get me a fucking wiener before I die. Holy shit, was that a good movie?
We're not going to acknowledge Taxi with this guy?
It's a great show.
What the fuck?
But yeah, but you know what? I want to talk about the real Danny DeVito, Christopher Lloyd fucking work.
Yes.
Cuckoo's Nest.
Cuckoo's Nest. They were both in that.
That's right.
Mr.
And then
Martini.
later brought together again for Taxi.
Yeah, but that's where it all started. It begins and ends there.
And then Clue was after.
Oh, who cares?
We're gonna have some answers today because we'll ask him all these questions.
Oh boy,
we're gonna have some answers.
I hope he's okay with the questions.
Kevin Smith is next.
He's not here yet.
Oh, what?
He's not here yet. That's why I was talking about Clue so much.
Why were you talking about Clue? Were you trying to drop clues? Take us out, you fucking...
Chuck, it's Marvin. Your cousin, Marvin Barry. You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this.
Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Why the Nirvana? No reason?
Just cause.
Are we going to sing today?
Sure.
Here it comes. Come on, here it comes. Here it is.
What is this?
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
I love how Iraq throws his arms up in disgust, like, oh, God,
This is
someone
great.
fucked me.
Iraq, what
Aren't
is
you
this?
the guy? Wouldn't you just double-check it, Iraq?
Iraq.
How does this happen?
Why didn't you just play the song?
Because I.
Oh, stupid Sal's here.
Sal, what's the matter?
Eric said
Why
load
don't
the
you pay
rejoiner,
attention?
not the hook. So I loaded
said
the
Nirvana
rejoiner.
song, but
I did
that's
exactly
fine.
that.
You know what? I'm a witness today.
What happened?
I am a witness today.
What happened? What'd you say?
Now, what did he say to you?
He said load any rejoiner by Nirvana. So I was like, okay.
And Iraq, what did you
I
say?
said load a Nirvana song.
What did he say?
I am
Sal?
a witness today who wants to take bets. I know exactly
yes, I
what
love
was said.
How do you know?
Because I walked out of the bathroom walked out of the studio to go to the bathroom, and
so
I
you
heard
it.
Iraq say
Oh,
something.
and now we're getting
I am absolutely a star
a
witness in this
conflict here.
case.
We got a conflict. I'm going to believe Sal.
I'm going to go against you and believe Eric.
That Eric.
Anyone else
said,
want in?
Eric
put
is
on
telling
Why
the
are you
truth.
holding
song.
Travis,
I believe
Danny?
Eric.
Why are you holding
Oh,
him?
they're always holding each other and massaging each other.
Danny is a Peter Pumper.
Holy fuck. I know Travis is sad today because of his Orioles, but...
Yeah.
I'm going to go Eric.
Whoa!
However,
Eric's telling the truth?
However, I will say that Eric was not specific enough to say, make sure that there are lyrics in
But
that
he
song.
said, load any Nirvana song.
Song.
I believe Eric. You believe
And
Sal,
Sal,
Anthony.
I'll tell you
If he
why.
said Rejoiner, then that means that Rejoiner,
The loop.
not a song, right?
Correct.
Right. If he
Danny,
said
you want
song,
in on
it's
this?
song.
I am so a star witness on this.
I'm gonna go Eric. I say Eric said song, and I think wires got crossed.
Isn't it amazing that as much as everybody has always turned against Eric, that's how far low Sal is?
Yeah, that is true.
That even against Eric, everybody goes against Sal, except for Anthony.
I'm just, but it's not that I believe Sal.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it was.
It'd be so great.
Yeah.
Well, as the star witness in this case,
Yeah. Your testimony.
who said E-Rock? Who said E-Rock?
Eric telling the truth?
Yeah.
Everyone but me.
I believe you, Rock.
Well, you would be right.
Oh.
In your face!
Oh, Sal, you
I
piece
walked
of
out of the
shit.
studio. I walked out of the studio
Nice job, Pete Hair.
God.
and I heard E-Rock say, "Put on a Nirvana song."
Well,
because then I was walking down the hall, going, "Ooh, I'm going to get to hear Nirvana, a band I kind of
Anthony,
like."
That's true.
Never underestimate how much Sal sucks.
He absolutely
Can I say
said
something?
Nirvana song.
Hold on, Pete Hair wants to
Oh, you want
chime
to
in.
say what? Another lie?
no, Eric. How did you deliver that message to me?
Vocally, I guess?
Yeah, with that fat mouth.
Through a hero sandwich.
Yeah, he thought it was a microphone. Sorry, Eric. Go ahead, hold it, boy.
I told
Maybe
told
the halibut
intern
in his
to tell-
craw was a little
That's what Opie likes to do.
What happened?
Halibut.
halibut.
Yeah, that's a good video. Hella bit my finger. Take us out, you fucking walker.
No, not yet.
Now Sal's trying to defend himself, but
Sal?
I absolutely heard Nirvana song.
Yeah.
Eric, how did I find out this news?
I told the intern to tell you as I was going to the bathroom. I said, "Tell Sal to load a Nirvana song for the rejoin."
So
Where's the intern?
2 minutes ago, you just said you told me, but you told an intern to tell me.
There's a star witness, Sal. Eric was telling the truth. There's a star witness.
I believe it.
Crying her little eyes out about Sal.
This sounds suspiciously like the after show.
So,
see, Rock, I stick up for you.
So wait now.
See,
Hold on. Is
see
E-Rock
what I just
lying?
did?
Is E-Rock lying?
No.
I'm not lying.
No, I just told you.
No.
I heard get a Nirvana song.
I should have known that when you said you were a witness, because if he would have said rejoiner, you might have said, hey,
right,
play the song.
Right.
What did the intern say to Sal
That's
when he
the key.
delivered the message?
Can I
Play Eric said play a rejoiner. So
Oh, boy.
why would I deviate from
if
that
you-
message?
And if you play the tape back, which helps my case here, I said, "Are we going to sing this one?" Because I heard
Right.
E-Rock go Nirvana song.
Yeah.
Okay, what did the intern tell Sal then?
Where's the intern?
Come here. What did you tell Sal?
I said that Eric wants a Nirvana rejoiner.
The intern sucks.
Oh, man.
Well, the intern doesn't know
So
yet.
they're both right.
Why are you playing telephone through a fucking intern, by the way?
Better so. Why are there two different people running the same board? Is a better question.
Right.
I think if there's a board operator, it should be that person running the board.
One of those big
He had to go to
shits.
the bathroom.
Of course you are, fucking logs.
Pizza problem.
Logs McGillicuddy.
Well, if that's the case, then that's okay because I'm having a little bit of a pizza problem myself.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I gotta
shit-
stay away
Yeah,
from
I was
pasta.
number 2 on the day. It's
Here's
it's not
the
anything.
problem. A fucking order should not go through 3 people.
Right.
And how is it that we constantly address the issue that we don't like the loops being played, yet they constantly are getting played?
They haven't been.
You'd think
No, they have been.
No, they haven't.
They
E-Rock,
haven't.
yes, they have.
No, they haven't.
This
little
week
bitch
they were.
session
Yes,
the
they
other
were.
day, it
Liar,
has not
liar,
been.
hoof on fire.
I gotta tell you, the Opster doesn't mind a loop every once in a while. I like when we mix it up. Do a loop, and
But how
then
do you
every once in a
feel?
while we do a song.
was the Kiss song last break? Was that a loop?
No.
No? Okay.
See?
Okay.
Mix it up a
Yeah,
little
but
bit.
he just said
Sometimes those loops are all right.
ever
like a
since
good
your
loop.
little bitch session
Yes.
a couple days ago, it had as if
has
this is like a new thing, not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's the 19th time we've told you we want regular
I'm not paying
songs.
close attention, but I think we're playing more loops than songs.
Yeah.
Since you guys
Songs
discussed
played
that.
a lot.
We're playing more loops than we're doing
When I wasn't here.
talking.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
The loops get played a lot.
Fuck, E-Rock's not right again.
Scott Shannon taught him how to do radio.
Yes.
I've been playing
Oh.
smack.
There's a tree on my house.
There's a loop on my shoulder. I got a tree on my house.
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 Tell
Tell
the
the fat kid to play a loop. I gotta go to the bathroom.
That fat nigger kid got to play a loop.
Yeah, tell the fat kid from Florida to play a loop.
Just play a loop. Pretty cool, huh?
What an idiot.
Yeah.
Hey, you think Obama likes Nirvana?
I think so.
Ooh, I got to vote for Obama then.
Oh, man.
Oh, you don't think so, Travis? Travis knows music better than me.
Fuck Obama. Mitt Romney for me.
Romney likes Obama. I mean, Romney hates Obama.
Late night at the stadium.
Oh, my God. I'm so tired. That stadium. Wow.
There's something. Oh, the Rich Voss thing. Thank you. So Rich Voss is going to be on ABC News tomorrow night.
That's right.
What?
Part of that show, I don't know. This guy does this thing. What would you do, or something like that?
Yep.
And they got Rich Voss, comic. Wait, I want to read the headline there.
Sure.
Oh, man.
It says, comic takes insult jokes too far, audience boos.
Oh, stop.
And it's a segment they do called "What Would You Do?" So,
Oh, right. So they set something up.
Yes.
Right.
And then they
like
put
you see a
people-
knife, a guy wielding a knife in the street. What do? Do you run away, or you try to do something? You know what I mean?
It's
That
all
type of
set
shit.
up, and then they get the people's natural reactions to see how humans react in certain situations.
Do you know about this, Jimmy? That
Yes,
Voss was
yeah,
doing
yeah,
this?
Rich told me that.
So he purposely went hard after the audience?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
They picked
See
the
the
right
clip.
guy. Jesus.
Yeah, they couldn't have picked a fucking creepier asshole
Yes.
who wants to be on TV so desperately.
Well, you know what? It's got to be said. Voss knows how to work a crowd.
Yes,
so
he
he's-
does.
He's
Yeah,
perfect for this
brutal.
segment.
He gets
Trying to keep a little positivity going, people.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
The Opes just turning over a new leaf.
Is this your girlfriend? Jesus. Did you meet her in Knob?
If a comic in a club took insult jokes
She's not like from a service, like you're paying for this?
way too far,
There's two fat white chicks right here.
so would you stand up to the stand-up?
Listen. Whoa, hold on.
Friday, it's an hour so explosive.
No, I know you stink.
We almost couldn't break in fast enough.
Hi, ladies, hold on. The question is,
Oh, man.
what would you do?
All new Friday at 9.
That asshole stops it just when it's getting good.
Of
That's what
course.
I'm seeing.
I want to see some broads punch Voss in the face.
You see him, he goes, we couldn't get in there fast enough.
Yeah, to stop.
Let it happen.
To stop the fucking thing that's making it cool.
Right. Yeah, Voss
No.
can handle himself.
He means just at a Voss show in general.
Oh, that's cool. Good for Voss. ABC News tomorrow night. I don't even know when they show that. What would you do? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Is it a show or is it part of
It's like a segment on, what is it?
2020 or something?
2020 Nightline, one of those.
ABC.
It's not the Situation Room, right?
I think it's 2020.
Is it the Situation Room?
It's not Wolf Blitzer's
It's not Wolf Blitzer?
Situation
Wolf
Room.
Blitzer.
It's not Chris Matthews yelling and screaming that show?
No, it's what? Chris Matthews playing a little hardball?
No, it's just called Chris Matthews yelling and screaming.
Right. It's not Bill O'Reilly spinning everything?
No, it's the spin stops there right before you get to the show.
Does it stop there?
It's the no spin zone.
Really? He's fucking dizzy all the time.
Oh.
He must
Yeah.
suffer from vertigo, that Bill O'Reilly.
He spins so much that he's like a top.
By the way, did anyone see Bill O'Reilly and Jon Stewart doing the debate?
Yes.
You know Jon Stewart kicked his ass because Bill O'Reilly picked the wrong fucking venue to discuss politics, right?
Yeah.
Did you see any of the clips?
Yeah, it was pretty douchey.
On whose part?
On O'Reilly's part.
He can't hang with Jon Stewart like that.
No, and he was trying to be like, you can't. Oh, hi.
What's up, Kevin? How are
Kevin
you, buddy?
Smith just came in.
I don't know
Kevin.
if a lot of people saw it, but it was a debate. Jon Stewart and
I saw it.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart kicked his ass.
Online. What you talking about? Bill O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought I wouldn't say that it was pre-planned what they were going to say, but it didn't seem like who's going to take it.
Right.
It was more like you do the.
But Bill
Dems.
O'Reilly had no business being in that
Jon
arena
Stewart-
with Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart slowly, I think, and I don't even think it's slow anymore, but I think everyone's discovering maybe the smartest man in America. After George Carlin died, it may be Jon Stewart.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a great writers behind him on the show as well, but take him out of the show. If you ever watch him do an interview, he ain't got no writers behind him. And he'll sit there across from like a Larry King or Bill O'Reilly, and he's still sharp as a tack.
Yeah,
he's
he's great.
impressive to this day.
He used to do our show.
Oh, man.
I did his show. His show was the very first show I did back in '94.
Wow.
When we were promoting Clerks, he had like a show that was on I want to say like WOR or.
Oh yeah, he did have like a
long
talk
time
show,
ago,
yeah,
like
yeah.
one season, and I was on it, and he brought out a Slurpee machine because the movie was set in a convenience store. But he was already like, it was in the wind that this show was being canceled. It was the only like TV show that would have.
And then he had a development deal for with Letterman forever.
Did he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Letterman loved him.
Chasing Amy, man. They wanted him in Chasing Amy. When we were making Chasing Amy, I submitted the script. They said, "Who do you see in the movie?" And I said, "I wrote it for my friends. I wrote it for Affleck, Jason Lee, and Joey Adams." And they were like, "No, no, no." I was told at that point the budget was $3 million. Like, Kevin, this isn't about making movies with your friends. And I was like, I'm gonna try to spend my whole career disproving that.
Right.
But anyway, they said, I said, well, "Who do you guys see?" And they had holding deals with a lot of people at that point.
Oh yeah.
So they were like Drew Barrymore, David Schwimmer, and Jon Stewart.
Wow.
And I was like, look, I like all those people, but I didn't write the movie for them.
Wow,
Yeah.
good for you. Because those are big stars.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but I never got into it for
I
that.
say good for you because I think a lot of other guys would have been influenced and said, all right, let's do it with Drew
And
Barrymore.
a lot of other guys' careers would be done
There
at
you
this
go.
point.
You don't know what to, you really don't know what to do in certain circumstances where you're just like, oh my God, if this fucking backfires, but I still have my dignity.
That one was
It's
easy.
like, fuck,
that
man.
one was so easy because the material was so like, it was so personal. I'd kind of gone
you
through
just
something
knew
like that with Joey Adams, who I was dating at the time that I written it. So for me to go in and be like, all right, yeah, well, let's put Drew Barrymore in it. Not for nothing. She was wonderful in E.T., but, that was like fucking 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 20 at that point. And it was just like, I
See what
don't know.
he's up to these days? It's crazy. Driving through drive-thrus sounding like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Is that really?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I said, it's for these cats. I said, rather than spend $3 million, I asked Harvey Weinstein, I said, can you do me a favor? I said, give me $200,000. I'll go off and make the movie we want to make. We'll bring it to you. If you like it, you buy it. If not, we'll just take it someplace
Wow.
else. It all
Yeah.
worked out.
But we did have Jon Stewart on the show.
But
And
that was fucking forever ago.
And we blew it because I think we had some kind of panty party or something instead of fucking taking him
That was
seriously.
NEW.
Get out of here, really.
We had some kind of...
It was the good old NEW days. There was always some kind.
He hasn't had
something
me.
going
I
on.
was on the Daily Show in 2001.
You haven't been back?
I haven't been back, and I don't think it's because of this, but my crowning achievement was he was talking about acting, and I was like, I made some kind of joke about him being in the Elmo special. He was on this Elmo DVD, Elmo Palooza, that like my kid at that age watched incessantly, day in and day out. So I got to rock a hand up the Elmo ass reference or something. I was pretty proud of that. But then shortly after that, that show became even far more political than it was. Pretty much the beast it is today. And the only other time they were like, hey, do you want to be on the show? Was after Southwest kicked me off.
No kidding.
Everybody, man. Like Letterman's like, come do the top 10. Leno, of course, I don't do Leno a lot, but they were like, come on and talk about it. And the Daily Show was like, come out here. But I was so sensitive at that point. I was like, this is not a fucking joke. We're on Sirius.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking joke. I have to reprogram my brain.
Wait, so you didn't go on any shows?
I didn't. Isn't that weird?
No,
like the biggest opportunity of my life, I imagine, publicity-wise.
Yeah.
Free fucking press. Top of the Google news page for 3 days running. 5,000 articles or something like that. And I never, and me, the guy who I whore like fucking nobody's business. You know what I'm saying? But that, for some reason, I was so like, these two things will never meet. Yeah.
Very personal. Yeah.
It would have been like profiting off the death of a child at that point. Now, in retrospect, I'm like, you idiot, man. You could have channeled this into like, hi, I'm Kevin Smith and I speak for Jet fucking Blue or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a diet program sponsorship. But all that shit was so sensitive, I just couldn't trade on it.
I smell something, though. I'm not sure. It might be one of our interns. But I smell something.
What?
It's not an unpleasant smell.
No, it's intense. I'm a wake and baker. I don't care what.
Oh, really?
This is what I was doing this morning, though, man. Because, everyone will tell you, give you a crap about, don't do blah, blah, blah. Man, I was reading. Did you read the fucking story about Lance Armstrong?
No. Oh, my God.
They just released the report.
Amazing.
Today. There's a, I don't know if it was just released today, but I was reading this article.
The doping scandal was so far-reaching.
It's insane. Like, I remember, I'm not saying this dude did it to me and ha-ha, and he's hoisting on his own petard, but this dude was shoved in my face, not by him, but by the media, like, look at this goddamn legend. He beat ball cancer and he won the Tour de France. Who are you fat piece of shit? For years, I was like, man, Lance Armstrong, if only I could be that guy. And then in the report, they reveal, like, it's all fucking drugs.
Yeah.
All performance enhancement drugs. And he denied it. And now they have I guess he was going like, I want to see the witnesses. And they presented him with a list of like 200 and witnesses,
people that
like
were close friends of his,
Just
teammates.
Listen to this opening. This captured my imagination. This is in the Tampa Bay Times, man. Lance Armstrong said he wanted to see the names of his accusers, and the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency gave him 26, including 11 former teammates.
Yeah, wow. 11 former teammates.
The world's most famous cyclist said he wanted to see the hard evidence he was a doper, and the agency gave him that, too. 202 pages of vivid details from hotel rooms transformed into blood transfusion centers to the way Armstrong's then-wife rolled cortisone pills into foil and handed them out to the cyclists along the way.
Why doesn't he just admit it at this point?
That's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, just be like, look, man.
Well,
it's embarrassing. I didn't want to admit that, like, I was a hero figure to a lot of people. I didn't want to admit that I was...
protect his legacy.
Exactly.
Well, his legacy is shit, right?
No, I understand that, but, I mean, if you're him, you're gonna still
Right
try.
now, he's Jim McGreevy walking out of a rest area. Just say it.
But a lot of people say that
did.
the whole sport was doping.
Yeah,
You're probably right.
The entire sport was doping.
Everyone on his team, I don't know about everybody, but in the article goes on to detail people that rode with him who were just like, there's one guy who was like, look, I don't want to talk about anybody else, but I'm compelled to here. I wish I could just talk about myself. He gave his first-person perspective, and he was just like, we had to. This sport's so competitive. There's no way you reach there, the place we did, the zenith, if you will, without performance enhancement drugs. But in the report, it talks about how, I didn't know this, there's a team, like I guess he was on a team with other people. I just thought, I don't follow that sport, but I assumed it was a dude.
Oh no, it's a whole team, and they all have jobs and everything.
He insisted that everyone on the team dope as well,
Sure.
so that he could win. Like the quote they use in the report, man. This is what.
Wait, were the French doing it too, though, or no?
They say
That's not in here.
everybody.
He
in that
says, but
sport.
everybody in cycling is involved.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't say it. The report did.
A lot of people are coming out and saying that's exactly.
I gotta find
what's
this
going
one
on.
quote. What they said. Keep talking, but I'll find like the report summed up by saying like. Not like this guy's the biggest scumbag ever, but something like it's clear that this dude would stop at nothing.
Yeah. He pretty much did admit to, he didn't admit to it, but by saying, look, I'm not going to fight this, ban me from the sport, you're pretty much saying, yeah, it's true. I'm not going to fight it.
How many guys weren't doping?
If
he was the
figure that one out.
best,
Oh, listen,
if everyone was doping and he was the best, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's the best out of all the doping people.
He and his teams were part of the most sophisticated, professionalized, and successful doping program that sport has ever seen.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if that means that sport has ever seen, meaning
Or
cycling,
any
or
sport.
that sport in general has ever seen.
Yeah. Wow, that's,
So his whole
an
career-
accomplishment.
Right? Like, that's
There
a
you
record.
go.
There you go.
His
You're
whole
number
career is a
one.
fraud, then, man.
Well, is it? That's my
I
question.
know,
If
yeah.
if the standard in the sport is that everybody's doping, then
Well, you know what Lance needs
all
to
relative.
do? I think I'm with Jimmy. You admit it, and then you fucking blow the whistle, as they like
Mea
to say.
culpa.
Blow the whistle and say, really? All right. I'm going to admit it,
Hey, culpa.
but now I'm going to fucking tell you what has been going on in this sport forever. Right?
Yeah.
That's his only fucking card to play.
By now, though, he's too far. It's like Pete Rose with gambling.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Love Pete Rose.
I do too. You just got to
love
own up
gambling.
to it.
He sort of did. He sort of admitted a little bit, no?
Yeah, but you have to after all this time.
Kristen was his ex-wife. In one episode, Armstrong asks her to wrap banned cortisone pills in foil to hand out to his teammates. Kristen obliged Armstrong's request by wrapping the pills and handing them to the riders. One of the riders remarked, Lance's wife is rolling joints. That's in the report.
Wow.
And he probably knew this. It's just too believable from too many sources. Truth's on your side, Bubba.
Nice. Holy God, what a brilliant JFK pull that was. That's why I love Jimmy Norton, man. That was fantastic.
That's why he bailed on the case.
Who?
Lance, he finally just bailed.
Yeah, he knew the
Well, he
jig
said
And a
like
lot
a
of
couple
people-
weeks ago, he's like, I'm out of this.
Yeah.
You guys do what
Well,
you want.
'cause a lot of
I know
people-
I'm innocent.
Because a lot of his fans are like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I just can't take the stress and the pressure anymore.
No,
you know.
you're guilty, and
Right.
Now, what happens to all the endorsements? Think they go away?
Oh, fuck
they
yeah.
have to.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Well, they don't think there's any energy drink that's like this plus PDAs. Performance enhancement drugs.
Yeah.
I think it goes away for a while, yeah. But I think...
They've been saying it for years just because nobody is supposed to win that much. Like, he fucking
Especially
was...
after cancer.
Yeah, and then he's
Like,
just
this
above
guy
and
was
beyond.
a miracle. But then you
Yeah.
sit there going, oh, you rock. You sit there going, if he's a symbol, whether it's fake or not, to a bunch of people with ball cancer or cancer in general who are like, man, if Lance Armstrong can do it.
Right.
You know, Was there good there? Did some good come out of it? Or ultimately, no, because it's all predicated.
False hope for fucking loose-sacked people. I thought I could do it. Well, you were wrong. Sit down.
What? The way they talk about it, though, like, if you jack up with enough, would that cure your... Is that what they were insinuating?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
All I know is he was...
Because they said he spared no expense. In the quote I was looking for, and I couldn't find, I'm sorry. It said he spared nothing, spared no one, and spared no expense whatsoever to reach.
Because the money he was making on the other side. If he won the races, of course he's going to spend a shitload of money. It's sad because he was a hero to a lot of fucking people.
He was the wristband guy.
He was the wristband
Started
guy.
the whole wristband thing.
Yellow fucking wristband.
Yeah.
I think that was the first wristband, right?
Yeah, that was pretty much
That
what
was
started
him
the whole
live
thing.
strong.
Yeah.
I've been saying he's doping, though, since after the second time he won. I've been saying
That a
this.
boy,
you
Jimmy,
haven't,
but
Jimmy.
no one was
You've been on
listening.
it? You're like a Murder, She Wrote, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But nobody listens because you're this little old lady.
Doping Sam.
Yeah. There's no way he could have won 7 in a row, Sam. Now take those tiny Asian genitals and put him in my mouth.
Mr. Monahan says you're dope.
Yeah, it looks like the scales of justice. One half of the sack's got something, and the other one's down here, Sam. It's empty.
I have not been here since the addition of the theme music.
Oh, yeah, really?
That is an excellent poll.
You
It takes,
gotta love
suddenly, I'm 8 years old going, like, do I have to watch this? Aren't there any cartoons on?
Exactly.
I hated that show so much.
Oh, it was terrible.
I loved it. It taught me a lot. It was realistic. A forensic pathologist always fucks the hot blonde after the car chase. In a members-only jacket and slacks.
Yeah, he's involved in car chases, shootings. They're going over the cliff and fucking...
It's not your job, Quince.
Yeah. Why is Quincy doing that? He's a medical examiner.
Right? Jack Klugman's
No, he's still around.
He's still alive.
Has he ever been on a CSI?
I don't know.
Don't you think they should honor the original?
No kidding.
The original forensics expert?
Even if it's just a quick little thing.
Oh my God, Jim. He's got like throat cancer and shit, so he can't really talk.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
He could play the body.
That's true.
Just to be like, come on.
They pull it back and it's Quincy.
And it's Quincy.
He was a good doctor once. I knew this guy. That's great.
How great was that?
I'm ready to roll a tear, man. That's like that.
Kill off Quincy like that.
Continuity, to pull those worlds
That'd be
together.
amazing.
Hollywood should do more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have fucking Detective Monahan come in and go, yeah, Quince, I mean, who knew he was a pederast? For no reason at all.
You just completely destroy his character in one fucking quick snippet.
Yeah, and then Sam comes in, he's fucking with a lady boy. It's never explained.
They did one of those. Extensions of something on Hawaii Five-0 recently. The new Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah, they brought back an old enemy of McGarrett's.
Yeah, it was what's his name?
They did an homage.
Yeah, but it was Lou Grant.
Oh,
Ed Asner.
I love Ed Asner.
Ed Asner. They brought him back.
on the OG?
He
was on the
Ed
OG.
Asner,
fucking Hawaii Five-0.
And they brought him back.
they brought him back as the same character.
What is the continuity of that show? Is anybody there supposed to be McGarrett?
Like McGarrett's
Dano
fucking nephew or something?
Is it?
I have no idea.
I can't believe it's on though. They went for another season.
They're doing all right. They're still doing it.
A show that the first casualty of the fall season, Made in Jersey.
Which one?
Is a show called Made in Jersey.
Made in Jersey. Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it was a show about a Jersey girl who was a lawyer in New York. She played by a British lady or something like that.
Yuck.
Just sounds
horrendous.
First one, man.
Who wants
So
to
much
see a show
money
about a
spent.
female lawyer? I'm going to win this case. Right, well, sure you are.
Has Jersey been the setting of a successful
What would Quincy
TV
say
show?
to a female lawyer?
You're never going to win because you have ovaries. All of your reason slips out between those two puffy lips. Now, my young houseboy, Sam.
Sam's setting off firecrackers in his houseboat.
Yeah. Burn your law degree and come on my boat. I'll massage your flat ass while we breathe in gas fumes.
His name's Cosmo.
Oh, yeah, Jesse's girl. I'm so jealous. His name's Sam. He sets off firecrackers.
Firecrackers in my house.
Quincy nights.
Quincy's giant dick.
Yeah, Detective Monahan is going to test the cocaine.
That's great. I used to watch that as a kid, though. My
Me
mom
too.
would always have it on, and just that at the beginning, it was like the da 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 da, and it's like, oh, it's serious. And then the Now it's goofy.
Gets laid and this guy he
somebody's
likes to drink.
dead.
Yes.
I'm with some chick.
Yeah,
Casual
Quince.
sexy, casual
Quince.
Because he had come from fucking
Let his
The
hair
Odd
down a little
Couple,
bit.
so you knew him as funny Oscar Madison. You can't just get him all serious. You got to kind of
have a little
wacky.
of that in the show.
And they show him like running his finger over the body on the gurney or something like that. And they did that a couple of times to throw you off. And then he's doing it again, and they pull back, and he's with the broad on the boat within the bikini, and he's just being creepy with
Who's
her,
way out of his
prodding and
league.
poking her. So out of his league.
Yeah, she was like an 8.5, but they don't show you that she's actually dead, and they don't show you that it's a skeleton face in the front.
He brought his work home to fuck it.
Exactly. I wanted to analyze her. She had a figure in her anus.
He's a necrophiliac.
Yeah, he would smell the vagina and anus of cadavers, which would tell him how they died. She choked on pea soup.
Shit. And when you watch shows from that period now, you never believe that people watched them and actually thought there was any bit of realism to it.
This?
Like, who watched this garbage and thought
Options,
it
dude.
was
There were no
real?
options.
No options.
3 channels.
Think about how many CSIs there are. There was one forensic show, and it was
one
Quincy.
forensic show, Quincy. We had nothing else to base anything on. We never had like HBO to watch Michael Bodden fucking talk about what it really is to
What
be
a ghoul that guy
a
is.
fucking a medical examiner. So yeah, what did we know? Oh yeah, I guess he goes around and fucking gets involved with the police and
He's
the
a
car
detective
chases.
as well. Yeah,
he's like
It taught a
fucking
generation of kids, like, you can do this creepy job and still get pussy.
Yeah.
No matter how old
How many
you
guys
are.
went into that and didn't get the pussy? Like,
Yeah,
what
like,
the fuck, Quince?
Why did it work for
all
Jack
those
Clutter?
shows. There's that network Me TV, and it's like kind of like retro television from the 70s and shit like that. And I was just getting into day after day. I'd come home and just pop on fucking Cannon would come on. Cannon, a Quinn Martin production. And it was so ridiculous. And I remember watching it as a kid, and my parents would be watching it and really getting into it. Like, wow, this is serious drama. And you watch it now, it's like, this is so hokey. And their ham-handed attempts at a message,
Right.
like, and it was like a Vietnam message or some shit,
Perhaps we should get out of there.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, Cannon.
Cannon, a Quinn Martin production. And they would used to yell, the announcer, with special guest star, Lauren Bacall. And
This
just the fact
theme
that it was
song
so
we borrowed from that theme song we did a show over the summer called Spoilers, and it was a movie review show where we take people out to the movies and we sit around and talk about it afterwards.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And we did the theme song and the opening credits was based on Cannon,
where they would just have the dots with like his
that's what we
ear.
did. Yeah.
Why the fuck are they the side of his head?
Because he's listening. Because what else could you show of him?
It's true.
That was sexy, dude.
That was sexy. Yeah. Yeah, the giant car.
He was. That's when they used to put like fat people on TV.
Unattractive people.
Unattractive
all
people.
the family.
Yeah.
The Jeffersons, MASH. I mean, all right, they were serviceable looking, but there was no beautiful people because the shows were written by people who didn't grow up in a television generation like Norman Lear. They were real people and they had real experiences.
This unattainable good looks that are on in TV and movies now is so ridiculous. But yeah, then it was just, this guy's fucking
Funny.
pretty big dude, but
just had to be funny.
William Conrad.
Or he Q-rated or something back in the days. Like they had one way to kind of measure your popularity, and that was it. Like now, in this day and age, people be like, well, you're not getting past the pilot, Cannon. You better drop some fucking pounds.
What is this guy doing? He's supposed to be chasing someone through the woods?
It's true, man. That was a dude you could easily get away from each and every time.
Every time though, he'd get in a fight and he'd
That's a dude
karate
you could
chop
confess
someone
to his face and be like, "I did it, Cannon. What are you going to do?" And just step back when he reaches.
Step back. He's like, you can't get me. He would be running through the woods with a snub-nosed 38 at the hip, shooting and hit people.
Why did he shoot that way?
From like 100 yards?
Did they used to shoot that way?
No. It's
It
crazy.
just looked cooler for TV.
With his fucking half-inch barrel on a snub-nosed
I thought you meant
38.
I think that's as high as he could raise it. I think
He couldn't raise it.
He was a real Chief Wiggum type. I just read somewhere that Roger Moore never did his own shooting on any of the James Bond movies.
Really?
Yeah, he says he couldn't fire a gun without flinching, so there was always a double.
Really?
Wow. Anytime James Bond fired a gun, apparently there was a double. He said,
he's coming
otherwise
in.
you would see him going like this. Ask him.
Well,
I
ask
read
him.
that.
That's definitely.
How old's Roger Moore now, you think?
He's up there, man.
He's gotta be 80-something.
I just saw that Bond documentary. He was interviewed in it.
Epix is doing it.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's great. I had no desire to see it, but I love Epic, so I went to the premiere. I'm dying to see every James Bond movie now. I'm literally, it turned me completely around. I like Daniel Craig a lot, but I want to go see all of them.
Roger Moore was good at the beginning, the first couple that he did, and then it just started getting so hokey. Like every joke,
they really
it became
started
a parody.
leaning into the comedy a lot more. It became kind of like the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin of the James Bond universe.
Yep.
They just like people liked what's his name, Richard Kiel as Jaws, and the character was in one flick. They responded. They brought him back again. You thought he died in space, I believe. Then they brought him back. They kept bringing the dude back.
Yeah. There was the ones like The Spy Who Loved Me was good.
Booky. Yeah, and then you're going underwater with
but
a car.
then it was like Octopussy and fucking...
which sounded sexier than it was.
Yeah.
It's like, come see Octopussy. Maud Adams.
8 pussies.
Moonraker.
8 complainers.
Moonraker was the one with the space shuttles. And
what was the best
like
Bond
that.
flick, you think?
God. It's just
a lot of people would say a Sean Connery one.
People love the Connery Bond.
Or what was that one? The lady with the gun hat, or the man with the umbrella flight, or
the man with a golden gun.
No, Lonely Heart Shoes. All these fucking names I can't remember.
There was one that what's his name did? Sean Connery did called Never Say Never Again. He hadn't been Bond in like 10, 15, 20 years or something. And he came back and did it as a middle-aged Bond. It was actually a pretty tight flick. Kim Basinger's in it. And it's like at the early days of video games. So movies are just like video games can do these amazing things. So instead of like playing Pong or something on a screen, or maybe let's say at that point Donkey Kong was like all the rage. At one point he's sitting across from another billionaire at this long table, looks like a Chippendale dining table. And there's controls built under it. And it's like this global thermonuclear war game. And suddenly there is a three-dimensional representation, like a holograph. You think it's going to be Tupac or something at the concert. But this is going back 25 years. And they're playing this video game, and as a kid, you're going, "This is bullshit. Nobody has this game. This don't exist." I mean, it looks like Princess Leia talking to R2-D2.
Yeah.
That little projected hologram version. But that was one of the first like references to video games in mainstream.
Yeah. Then they started. They started putting a lot of video games in movies because it was all the rage at
War
the time.
games.
Yeah, war games.
Good old war games.
What was that? I think there was a...
War games taught us to connect to the internet long before the connect to the internet. Like in 1982... he had a modem. And he would stick his phone into it.
Acoustic modem where you had to put the fucking handset in there.
into it to connect with the noise.
To connect it fucking
but I remember years later, like 10 years later, maybe something like that, finally going online and having to, and this is dial-up days. And you would hear that same noise from war games, and you were like, oh my God, war games can happen.
I'm in.
Here's what I learned from war games. I always wondered what Dabney Coleman did after his job at 9 to 5 ended. He went and ran the war room.
That's
right. Big-eyed sack of shit.
Hell, I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it'd help. Let the boy in there, Major.
Yeah,
Just unplug the goddamn thing.
Yes.
The Whopper.
Let the boy in there. And I love the way he's, hello, Joshua. Joshua.
Greetings, Professor Falcon.
Yes. I like the fact.
Shall we play a game?
Yeah. I like the fact that the machine learned a lesson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of just coming
Not
back.
mankind, the machine.
The machine learned the
The
lesson.
machine learned.
Tic-tac-toe blows. That's what he should have done. And then set the missiles off. You people should be killed for inventing this faggoty game. XOXO. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Kevin, why are you in town, by the way? I want to make sure
this
we get the
weekend
plugs
is the
in.
New York Comic-Con,
Yeah, that's
sir.
right.
Comic-Con.
So I'm here for that.
Very cool.
Friday, we've got a panel during the day at the Comic-Con. It's 2:45 to 3:45 for comic book men.
Yes.
Our show comes back this weekend on Sunday. So I'm here for New York Comic-Con to kind of promote that. And then on Friday night, me and the guys who do Comic Book Men do a podcast called The Secret Stash, which is kind of the X-rated version of the show.
You do
We're
a lot
doing
of
that.
podcasts.
Lots.
You're a fucking animal, dude. You're really always doing something.
How many hours a day are you podcasting now? When you're
Not really. There are long blocks that I don't, but when I sit down to do it, we talk for like multiple hours, and then I break it up into a few. But there's 4 different shows, 5 different shows a week but it's no different than you guys. You guys get on the radio 5 days a week. You do 4 hours and change. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Same
If it was a podcast, we'd have a lot of podcasts.
We're not making movies too, though.
Neither am I, though. So I'm trying to be you guys.
Hey, is any of this coming into play yet with the podcast?
The lolly, if you will.
Yeah, bit.
But it's untraditional.
Don't need details, but
I'll totally give you the details because a lot of people are like, "Where's the money?"
Because we're all waiting for the money.
Well, and that's the thing
in the
it's
podcast
like,
world.
The people waiting for the money are going to be sorely disappointed for a long time. And if you're looking for the money, that ain't the reason to do it.
You got to be creative on how you get your money.
The reason to podcast is just because you got something to say and you never had a place to say it before. And now you have a platform and you've listened to morning radio your whole life and you're just like, I like to talk with my friends or even just by myself. And so, boom, you generate your own show and maybe it's not playing to millions or maybe it is. That's the beauty of the internet.
Yeah.
So anybody could do that. Now, the people that go, I want to do that because I need to say something, that's who I think the medium belongs to. People who'd never had a voice for it. The people who are like, how do I make money off this right away?
You're fucked.
Yeah, it's
You're
just
saying
like you don't get it.
Don't do it for the moolah. Just like I want to hip it up a little bit.
There you go. Do it. Quincy it, man. What would Quincy say?
Quincy would probably say, it's not about the money, Sam. It's about teaching people the dangers of drugs. I'm going to do a podcast from my houseboat. I'm going to call it Rape on the High Seas. I'll hit him with a pipe right across the jawline.
Why can't it be a guy, dude? Let it be a guy that was hit with the pipe.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm gonna rape my boss with the mustache. I don't remember his name, but I'm gonna rape his mouth. I wonder if he hated other like fucking doctor shows. What about Trapper John? He's a war criminal. He raped a child in Korea. Wow, that was no accident. It was murder.
War criminal.
Why do you think they call him Trapper?
Yeah, because he trapped that little girl.
Trapper in the jungle.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, get out of there!
We got one phone call for Kevin today. Bob.
Bob?
Hey there, Bab.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. What do you got for Kevin Smith?
Question, Kevin. What is the most valuable comic book that you own?
Good question.
That I own? I'm not really that guy, man. When I sold my collection to make Clerks years back, I never really went back and said, "Oh, I'm going to buy big books." I never bought an expensive title. I figure if I can read them digitally, why am I going to spend like millions of dollars on a comic book that you don't open that often? You're never really going to share with other people. Like I met Brett Ratner. He had Action Comics #1, like one of the most expensive comics in the world. First appearance of Superman.
What kind of condition is Brett's in?
Pretty nice, and he has it hanging on, in one of those kind of frames where it looks like it's floating. But he said he takes it out, or at least took it out and read it once or something like that. Did he? But when he said how much it was, and it was up there.
Yeah, it's huge.
I was just like, you could buy you could buy a store for that. Like once I bought a comic book store, then I was like, I don't really need a collection anymore because now I have a collection that everybody's picking out of and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was not that guy. The most expensive comic book I ever had was a giant-sized X-Men annual, and this was way back in the day, like way pre-Clerks even, like $89.90 or something. It was like a $200 book at the time. Now it's probably, I don't know, maybe $400, $500 or something.
All right, so you're not a collector in general?
I'm more of a reader, but I'm not like, I got to get key issues. I mean, I'll get key issues to read, but the stuff that I used to like to read wasn't like golden or silver.
Not collectible.
But what's the most valuable thing you own as far as a collectible goes? If you want to say.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, it's weird, but like I don't buy other people's crap. Like I buy collectibles of our crap. There's a dude in Philadelphia who does these amazing bronze sculptures of characters from movies. Did them for Pulp Fiction. Did a lot for Quentin. I first saw him at a Comic-Con years ago. They were just on display. I was like, gorgeous caricatures this big of characters or scenes from the movie and done in bronze. Wow. So I'd seen the ones he did for Quentin for Pulp. I'd seen some he did for Robert Rodriguez. And after Dogma, this dude cold called me. He sent me, not even a call. He sent me a letter with pictures of Ben and Matt from Dogma. It's done in that style. It was in clay. It wasn't bronze yet. But I recognized the dude, Cleat Shields, his name. Recognized his work right away. And I was like, oh my, dude, I saw these. It's like, not these, but stuff looked like this at Comic-Con, like back in 95. This is genius. Like, yes, I want one. So that kind of stuff I put money into, like the Ben and Matt statue stands about, what would this be, maybe 3 feet or something, 2 feet?
2 feet.
2 feet. It's pretty heavy. It's made of bronze. And something like that will go for like $8,000 or something. Now that I could see putting the money into because I'm like, I made that fucking movie or something like that.
Right.
And then he did like a series, like he did a George Carlin, so I'd make 2 and keep one for myself and give one to the other person. So Carlin I gave one to, Chris Rock I gave one to.
Oh, wow.
Ben and Matt, I each gave them sets as well. The only one I never gave one to was Jason Mewes because at the time he was so fucking jacked up on heroin and oxys. He'd have sold it. And I told him, I was like, dude, the moment you're clean for a long stretch of time, I'll make you one of these bronze statues. But until then, man, I give it to you. You're going to give it to somebody for a fucking dime bag of something. And
some fucking dealer's going to have it in his house.
Right. Be like, look at this, man. It's Jay and Silly Bob.
Tell you a story about how I got this.
The guy who played Jay sucked my dick. I asked him, I was like, dude, how close did you ever get at your worst?
Oh, man.
And he's like, I always had the presence of mind to like, if I got anywhere close to that, then he's like, I would have went looking for help or something like that. But I was like, come on, dude, it's between us. Nobody's around. So he's like, no, never even got close.
Never got close to sucking dick for fucking
I never did it for drugs.
Oh, not for drugs. Why sully sucking dick with drugs?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yes.
And so why bring sand to the beach? Friday night, man, I'm going to be at the Gramercy doing that show.
Nice.
At 10 o'clock at night, I think it is. It's me, Brian Johnson, Walter Flanagan, Ming, and Mike, the guys from Comic Book Men. And it'll be pretty fun show. I didn't finish that before, my bad.
Oh, no
yes, yeah.
You're not the only Comic-Con person we have today.
Who else?
Oh, I don't... Mr. Tabert.
Oh, yes.
You lost me.
He knows.
You know, Kevin.
He knows.
We were talking about what character
this guy's most
person is
famous
in,
for.
He's most famous for. He says,
It's Mr. Tabert. By
I'd
far.
say it's probably the guy that says, it's not your goddamn planet, monkey boy.
You think?
No, I don't know. That for me, that was my first kind of like, popped on my radar.
No, Mr. Tabert is absolutely... It begins... and ends in 1975.
Doc Brown,
that a boy,
Doc Brown.
That a
Doc
boy.
Brown.
Everybody knows that.
Nope. Mr.
Doc
Tabert.
Brown.
We're going to talk
Mr.
to
Tabert.
Christopher
What about
Lloyd.
Jim? I can't believe nobody went for like a
Jimmy
Jim.
Gutowski, sure.
Yeah.
I would say to him, what were you doing? What were you doing when she said, are you taking Jim's medication to Mr. Seafeld? I'm going to ask him all these dumb questions. Did you and Banshini ever eat after the show together, after their shooting?
Wow, he's coming in?
Yeah, in a
he'll
few
be
minutes.
In, very
Sticking
very
around
soon.
or what?
Yeah, we might, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
he's here, 9:15.
Fucking
We
great.
should break and we'll talk.
Take a break and then you fucking hang because we.
You should hang.
Christopher, has he ever been before?
No,
I don't
We've
think.
talked to him on the phone, I think.
Yeah,
Is that where it was?
we
He
had him on
also
the phone
lost his
once.
house in a fire. He lost everything.
Yeah, I
Poor
remember
guy.
that. Yeah.
Jeez, oh, if he lost like a bunch of
nightmare,
fucking.
man.
Should we bring that up,
memorabilia.
you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a point in an interview. Just ask him.
Maybe Sam should.
It's
if
been
you
a few
want him to start
years as
crying.
well.
Yeah, how has he moved on? That's a terrible... Kareem had the same thing happen to him. You know, he lost everything. I mean, fucking millions of dollars.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah, years ago.
Kevin Smith was here for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's right.
He was one of the most soft-spoken, politest human beings I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
not to mention tall, of course.
He made us all sad.
Yeah,
Because he was getting yelled at.
Oh, right.
Remember by
By
the
a
publicist?
publicist. Thank you. Kevin
The
Smith can back us
publicist
up.
was just like, we found out right afterwards, was yelling at him like, don't only talk about this. And we're
I
like,
got
he's
so
a
mad.
legend.
I'm like, it's
man.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You don't talk to Kareem like that.
She's a monster.
Like
She's
that.
a monster.
We were also like trying to like loosen him up, make him giggle and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like the few moments that he did, she was just like, shut up.
God,
She was screaming in
what
the
a
other room.
bitch.
Yeah.
We've met two basketball legends that made me sad. Kareem and Dr. J.
Dr. J. Why'd he make you sad?
Because he came in and his shirt was a little tired. You know, he's not making the same money, and he never really
What
made
was
the
the
money.
shirt, though?
It's just, you could tell it was a style that might be past its time
Like
a little
from
bit.
the oak tree or something like that?
Yeah, it was just like
Structure?
You expect
Structure.
Dr. J to be like just in the solid clothes, and I don't know. And then he's married to someone that doesn't even really know what he did for a living. She knows of it, but doesn't really care.
Right.
And he said that he doesn't have any of his basketball stuff around his house. Remember all that?
Yeah.
He was cool as all hell, but Guys like that,
Remember
man.
kids in the commercial, Dr. J, Dr. J.
He was. There was no one bigger than Dr. J in the NBA for a long, long time, and to think that he's kind of maybe not making a lot of money is kind of sad.
I was not a basketball fan, never have been, but even I was aware
You
of
knew.
Dr. J as a kid.
There were some of those names that just transcended your interest in the sport, and that's one of them, definitely.
Lance Armstrong. He was for
you
me,
go.
a Lance Armstrong of basketball, where it's like, I don't know this sport, but I know this dude.
You fucking, who thought you'd ever know anybody in bicycling? You know, that really
but
shows
that's
you
the thing,
like
the dude found a niche where nobody else, he could be the bike guy. He could ride, just like Gretzky became the face of hockey in America. This guy was like, I'm the face of cycling now.
Can I tell you, I hate cycling enthusiasts.
Enthusiast.
I detest cycling
People that
enthusiasts.
watch biking or people that are bike.
Whatever. Just the fact that they consider themselves cycling enthusiasts.
Then you should go to Central Park.
Oh, they put the uniforms on and everything. They got like the tight fucking
they all look like
they're
Lance
racing.
Armstrong, and they race around the park.
They should hand out fucking sticks, perfect for spoke jamming. Jam this in the spokes.
That was one of the most horrific things that could happen to you as a kid on a bike, was someone throwing a stick in your front spokes.
Yes.
You always heard about it. It's like, it was rare, but just the thought of it was.
It was right up there with when you were a kid. People were like, don't ever get punched in the nose because they could put the fucking bone into your brain and you will instantly die.
Yeah.
Worse with the bikes was the pant leg.
Pant leg in the chain.
Holy crap.
How many times are you on the side of the road trying to lift the bike up and spin the pedal to get your pant leg out of the chain?
But man, that would make you fucking crash a bike or
Here you
two,
go,
huh?
kids. Here's something with moving gears and levers.
I
It
know.
really
Shit
is
you could get cut on.
a weird thing to give a kid. There was also people that would ride either on the handlebars or on the back and get their foot stuck in the spokes.
I was one of the back.
That was a bad fucking
I rode
injury.
on the back of a bike.
I was more of a walker.
I never liked riding on the bike with anybody. I didn't
no.
You get on the handlebars. Fuck you.
Yeah. Nobody ever says get on the handlebars to the fat kids. That never happened. We had people that had bikes with not quite baskets, but they had the front kind of space. And after ET, everybody tried to jack the littlest guy in the group into the basket in the front of the bike, which was kind of weird.
You were a walking guy, though?
Yeah, much more. I still to this day, I go every day. Well, not now that I'm on the road, but I'll wake up and there's a hill. We live in the hills, and so you step out the door. You either go down, it's easy, or the moment you take a left, you're walking up a pretty steep hill. So I do that. It's like 1.5 miles every day. And I think that's the only thing that's kept me alive. And then I was almost put off that by, this is fucked up, man.
Coyotes?
No, but you see those all the time.
Yeah, I used to fucking hike in L.A. It's fucking scary.
It's crazy.
I saw the
Wildlife.
signs one time, the mountain lions. I saw the signs on the way out once. I'm like, wow, I probably should have read that before. I would have been. Maybe it was good I did.
Coyotes. I've never seen the mountain lions yet.
They
but
warn you about
crazy.
the mountain lions.
Fucking
and
mountain lions.
Those are sneaky fucks.
Yeah.
And you hear the coyotes, man.
You do.
During the night because they'll grab a cat or a dog and they travel one hits and then they all come in. And so they sound like hyenas. You'll just be sitting there and quietly, it's quiet outside. And we live a few blocks off of Hollywood Boulevard, so it should be loud, but it's not because we're nestled in these hills. All of a sudden you just hear, a cacophony of it, man, and you hear something shrieking and dying.
Wow.
And you're like, I guess they got a cat.
Oh, God.
Pretty mean. But it wasn't a coyote, man. I was walking with my dog. I got a little dachshund, man, a little miniature wiener dog. So right away, fat guy and a little dog is a funny sight. So I like the route I walk, no traffic, very few cars. A lot of people go to Runyon Canyon to walk, and that's a real fucking scene and stuff. You'll see famous people and shit. But I'll be honest, it's a tough walk. I don't think I've ever made it up that hill. So I walk the one near my neighborhood because it interweaves through side streets. And you don't really see anybody. I'm walking the dog and sweating like a pig, man. And this car drives past me, and you always try to stay aware of especially on a street where there's not a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
You tend to notice every car and stuff. And sometimes you're just playing spy, where you're just like, this motherfucker's after me. And then sometimes it turns out to be right. This car drives past, and then I noticed it, didn't think about it, kept walking with the dog, then it drove by again.
Now you're
So I was like, maybe they went to their friend's house up the hill, then came back. Then it came by a third time. I was like, all right, I've been made, man.
Yeah,
so is it fan or what? What's it going to be? If it's fan, great. I'm just worried about the
religious zealot.
Sure. Not a fan who's just he's alone with a little dog as a weapon. Let's go.
Oh, man.
So it drives past again, fourth time. So I see it heading down to the end of the street, and you could either go right or left, and its brake lights go on. So I kind of duck into a little, they got some archways on their houses on the street. They descend into the hill. So there's a little, like, archway thing. So I'm standing under it, feeling like a dick, because I'm like, this isn't about me. Like, why am I, now I'm playing spy to the 10th degree, and I'm like, now you've literally stopped walking. It's not in your head, and you've physically responded to something. You don't even know what it is, dude. But I'm standing there, you get a sixth sense sometimes, or sixth sense or whatever they call it. And then, so I look out, and I see that the car is parked ahead at the end of the street in a place where cars never park. It's a yellow curb, and it's a rounded corner, so nobody parks. I walk past this house all the time. Their cars are normally in the driveway. Nobody parks here, and it's the same car.
Oh, boy.
So I was like, all right, fuck it. I've been made. Seriously. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to try to make myself as presentable as possible, considering I'm a fat, sweaty mess. Wearing fucking like a big old sweatshirt and shit, sweat pouring off my face, my hair all matted, because, again, I've just walked a mile up a hill. Now I'm walking down. So I throw my hair up and stuff, start walking with the dog, walking toward the car. Nobody's in the front seat. So I'm like, you're acting like a fucking dick.
Oh, man.
But then I'm like, you know what? I can't quite see into the back seat. So as I'm walking close to the car, I was like, just do it. One of two things to do. Keep going or confront. And I said, fuck it, do it. So I just walk up to the car, man, walk up to the back seat, driver's side window, and I wave. And at this point, like, I'm like, I could look like the biggest dick in the world to everybody. But then the window goes down, and there's a motherfucker with the longest telephoto lens I've ever seen in my life, tented in a duvetine. He duvetined his backseat. Duvetine is the stuff you hang up on movies. I don't know if they use it elsewhere in life, but that's the only place I know it from. You hang it up to darken rooms in movies and shit like that. He created a little tent affair for himself in his backseat. All manner of snacks, all manner of fucking drinks. Like, he was
staking out as long as he wants, right?
And this camera was fucking threatening looking, man. It looked like a high-powered rifle. But not like I didn't just, confuse it as such, but it's just like, Jesus, you really want the shot. So he goes, hi. And I was like, dude, you can't do this. I was about to call Jason Mewes. He lives down the hill, and that dude would have come up, ripped you out of the car, and put a pool stick up your ass. Because you drove past 4 times. He goes, I know, I'm a huge fan. I was like, well, stop and say hi. Like, you can get killed this way, man. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. He goes, can I take a picture with you? And I said, yeah, totally. Come on out. He comes out. He takes out his iPhone to take the picture, not the other phone. Really? Totally. He takes the iPhone shot, and I go, all right, man, remember, don't fucking stalk people. Just, say hi and move on and shit. And he goes, you mind if I take a few pictures of you while you're walking away? And I was like, okay. Let's have the conversation. I said, look, dude, you know how much it takes for me to get off my fat ass in the morning and walk up this fucking hill? Like, it's moving heaven and earth, dude. Like, my body screams to just sit there, smoke weed, and do nothing. But for me to get up the hill takes everything I am. If I see pictures of myself walking up this fucking hill, walking downhill, looking like a fat piece of shit, I ain't going to walk up this hill anymore. And I don't walk running, so then I'm just going to get fatter and die. Now, if you're a fan, you don't want that. He goes, I feel you. Thanks for explaining that way. I said, do me a favor. I drop a bunch of weight, throw up all the pictures of my fat ass you want. I said, but while I'm trying to do something, please don't fucking share pictures with the world. Don't take pictures of me walking away with my dog. And he goes, okay. Good meeting you, man. And gave me his card. It was the weirdest, creepiest experience.
And it's because you handled it nicely, though. That's probably why the paparazzi.
And obviously, you never posted any pictures.
I haven't seen him anywhere.
That's awesome.
To his credit.
Part.
Yeah.
Do we have to break?
Yeah, we really do.
Because Christopher Lloyd's coming in.
Kevin Smith.
I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
No. It was a good story. Kevin Smith is here. Christopher Lloyd is next, and we got Kirk Hammett from Metallica still on the way.
Yes.
Very busy show.
Time for a piss.
The Opie and Anthony channel on Sirius XM.
Oh, now he does the song when we need to do the rejoiner.
Oh, what are you doing?
He gets confused because we got the guy. He's walking in. You can't have the song playing. We got to get right into it. Busy day. Kevin Smith in studio.
Jim.
And now Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd, take a seat. Make yourself
morning,
comfy.
Sir.
We're on the air, as they say, in this biz.
And
How
the
are you,
biz
sir?
Okay.
How are you?
Good, right?
My God. Got your coffee. Is this early for you?
So.
So?
Yeah.
Not like not a normal or early guy? I'm not. I got to do this crap every day. And I like sleep. I'm good like that. What are you, you're going to be at the Comic-Con?
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
All right. Would you pull that mic a little closer, sir.
You unfortunately get a room full of people who are just like, it's you!
Well,
I know, we're all like,
Maybe you can clear something up for us. Because we're trying to figure out your most famous role. I already know what it is. They're insisting...
of course it's Doc Brown.
It's not Doc Brown. Mr. Tabor. Is there anything...
Tabor,
is that not the most famous thing you've ever done?
It's made more impression on me than anything else. It was like the first film, and
but as far as the public goes, I would assume
it's
probably Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Jimmy?
From that angle.
Yeah.
But what about Uncle Fester?
They're both right.
What the fuck? How many times a day do people walk up to you and go, Jack Dunphy's full of shit?
Yeah. I know, not too often.
Not too often. Yes, not too often.
So, by the way, you're promoting Excuse Me for Living is out limited tomorrow. And I read a brief synopsis. What is this about? It seems really good.
Well, it's kind of a comedy, romantic comedy kind of thing. And a lot of it happens in an asylum.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
And, I'm this guy. I've kind of admitted myself because I have problems, that sort of thing.
So it's fiction.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I want to think that, you're
what are you trying to say? Yeah.
It's fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
yes,
ever,
of course.
When you prepare for a role or something, this is like a real non-actor question, but do you kind of pull things from your own personal life, or is that not how you do it?
Oh, I try to. Yeah, I try to relate. What do I know about this guy that I relate to, and kind of bring it out. I got nothing else to go on.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
You've had some pretty iconic roles as far as like Doc Brown and, of course, Reverend Jim on Taxi.
Mr. Tabor.
Mr. Tabor. Does that make it difficult for an actor
to what?
To be like to branch out a little further in other roles?
No, I love it.
Yeah?
I'm always looking for something, because I get a lot of scripts that are kind of spin-offs of Doc Brown or Reverend Jim or, and I'll do it if I can find a way of doing it differently from what they thought I was going to do it. Yeah, I'm always looking to go in another direction.
But I'm sure you've done roles that you're very proud of, but don't get the attention that Back to the Future gets. Does that bother you at all in any way?
No. I mean, even this thing. I mean, I wish it great success and all of that, but I don't think it's going to have a wide audience.
Yeah.
But I love doing it, and really very satisfied with. I really have no regrets. Even. I do some things. When you rap, independent films, you rap. You don't know if you'll ever hear about it again.
Right? Yeah.
But I don't care.
There have been some lemons in your.
There have been some lemons. I mean, some of the shows may not necessarily be lemons. They just can't find a future. But I've done a few. Where they have those volumes of films and a quick synopsis, and they have stars that they say. I have a few marked with turkeys.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I've done.
We all do, sir. We all do.
There's only one that I really, really, really kind of just I'm embarrassed by, but.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you're probably going to ask me which one.
I was.
Just don't say. Just don't say Cuckoo's Nest.
No, not Cuckoo's Nest.
Hey, when you auditioned for Taxi, because it was such an amazing role and the way they addressed drugs, did you come in the jacket and kind of create the look before they even knew?
Have you heard about this?
I have, but I don't know if it's a true story.
Okay, I don't. Yeah, I hate to repeat myself. I got the side, so to speak, and I thought because I usually try to go into an audition dressed to be the character as nearly as I see it, And I had a friend of mine who lived up in Laurel Canyon, which was a big hippie settlement at one time, and he was cleaning out his bushes, and he found this jacket with a peace thing on it, and I got some worn-out shoes from an ex-father-in-law. And some worn-out jeans, and I did a worn-out that, and I wore it. And they said, "When you come in Monday, bring that." And I wore it for the rest of the the run.
Wow.
Except during one season, I came back and somebody had stolen it from the.
Oh shit!
So they found another one. But yeah.
Does
that answer your question?
Phenomenal. when you set Louis' apartment on fire, and you said I was cooking something on the stove, and he said it was a beanbag chair. What a great character! What a great show! It's one of the greatest sitcoms of all time.
Yeah, and I think I said something to Danny. I didn't think you'd notice this.
You would notice.
Fabulous writers.
Yeah.
Fabulous writers.
Do you see TV writing as being a little softer and different now? Because we were talking about how back then it was real people on TV, like yourself and Danny DeVito, and Danza was the good-looking guy. But do you see that we've kind of gotten away from that? Or?
Maybe I don't watch that religiously, but I did a pilot. I just did a pilot for the second time, and it's called Kings of Van Nuys, and it's a family that are like on the very bottom of the economic ladder, and it's a comedy, and each episode they're looking for a get rich scheme, and it always fails, but these I like it because the characters are very raw. They're multi-ethnic, and they're nuts. There's not anything really civilized about it, and I'm kind of loving it, and so I hope it gets picked up.
That's something you don't see very often.
Yeah, I mean, it's scheduled for Friday nights, when people are home having beer, and just get something that's kind of loose and risky and nuts. So I hope it goes.
Do you do like? Oh, sorry.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Always wanted to know. I mean, you worked with the dude firsthand. What was he? What the public persona we all saw, the bits he did, the stuff he did, it seemed genius. What was he like when no cameras were around? Could you have a conversation with the dude, or was he always on?
Yeah, we kind of took to each other, sort of. I mean, I was a new guy on the show, and he took me to some of his mud wrestling matches and stuff like that. And I was like, this is all new to me and interesting. But he was a kind of very mild, personally, when he wasn't working, very mild, very likable kind of guy. It's very sincere. And people often ask me, was he nuts? And I don't think he was nuts at all. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He had an agenda. He had an idea of the kind of comedy he wanted to present and his take on things, and he set about doing it. And he was very, very, very sane. He just had followed a different drummer or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember one time, I was thinking about it the other day, it was so gutsy. We were in rehearsal during Taxi. Once in a while, he wouldn't. I remember one night he didn't show up.
Oh boy!
It was time to go on, and as a result, the order of the scenes being done, had to be pushed around.
Wow!
And somebody found him in the parking lot in his car, doing drills or something with his girlfriend, and he's sitting cross-legged, so he was a little bit like that. One day, Tony Danza got so infuriated with him, and he got a fire extinguisher and went into Andy's dressing room, and that foam, sprayed him with it. But one time, somehow the talk came into levitation, and Andy was sort of in that realm of spiritual whatever, and he said, "Yeah, I can levitate." And there was a break, a 10-minute break on the stage with a camera crew and everything, and he said, "Okay, I'll levitate." And he sat down on the floor of the stage, and everybody's like, he's putting himself out there, and he sat down, took the yoga position, the whole thing, and we waited for him to levitate, and it was kind of. I mean, who does that? I mean, he put himself on the line, and he just sat there. And finally, the production manager said, "We got to continue rehearsal."
Weird thing to do.
But he was just sitting there. We're looking at him, and he was like perfectly composed.
He just knew everybody would sit there. That was the whole gimmick. Everyone watching him.
Yeah.
What a weird
Maybe
thing
he
to
is.
do.
Maybe he's gonna do it.
Let's watch.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the idea was like, with this dude, anything might be possible.
Yeah.
If
So
he
you-
believes it enough, is it going to happen?
Right.
I remember when I was a kid and when he passed, there were a lot of people that were like, he's not gone. He's just waiting. And then, bam, he's going to spring on the public. And every, 10 years, somebody writes an article about, hey, man, this would be about the time that Danny would pop. And I always dream that, I'll be 50, 60 years old. And, the dude's just waiting for the perfect moment to be like, ta-da!
And he actually did it.
The ultimate, that would be the ultimate Andy Kaufmanism.
Oh,
right there.
man, right?
I don't know, at least from a spectator point of view. I didn't know him personally.
Yeah.
I love too. One of my greatest Christopher Lloyd moments, again, Taxi, and the writing was brilliant, but this was all you, is when you're at Harvard and you take one bite out of that brownie and you say, some people get addicted to drugs. I could be one of those people. And you go into the gym face and then back to the oh, my God. You're just
funny. I thought that moment was, I was new on the show, and I just thought that moment was so forced. I just thought, and then whatever. And I it's not very helpful for the radio listening audience.
It was an excellent face.
He smiled.
You took us right there.
Yes, Christopher smiled.
It seemed to work. Almost the first show I did as a regular, because I was a guest. I married Lotka. I was a guest on the show about a month before I became a regular.
Oh, man, right.
And I came in, and they got me off the street to marry Lotka to some woman so he could get his green card. And then I came back as a regular, and I did the scene where I get my driver's license. And then we broke. We broke for the Christmas holidays, and they handed out the scripts we were going to do when we came back. And it was this episode where I have a horse that dies in my bed.
Gary.
Yeah.
Gary.
Yes.
I just thought, are they nuts? This isn't funny. It's kind of gross, But then I understood, I understood a little more about comedy.
You said he was sleeping. Gary was sleeping on his back for 3 days. He's dead, Jim.
So your approach to it, you didn't come through it through comedic acting. You came through it through straight up performance.
Yeah, just
were you theater trained, or where'd you begin?
Trained. I started here. I lived kind of nearby, and I went to the neighborhood playhouse for a couple of years. And yeah, totally. I did Cuckoo's Nest was my first film.
That's your first film. Wow.
I was 33, 34 when that happened.
Had you been in the play at all, or no?
I'd done a lot of plays.
But not that play, not the Cuckoo's Nest play?
No, I hadn't done that, no.
So you went to, it was your first audition. Somebody said, hey, man, they're casting a movie. And you're like, all right, we'll try it out.
Yeah, the casting director here, and he submitted me for it. And I auditioned a couple of times. And then...
That's a young Milos Forman, man. He's a pup at that point.
Yeah.
Did you keep in touch with Will Sampson after?
I did for a while. We spent a lot of time together. Don't ask me why, but we did. And he was such an extraordinary, iconic person, and he just had a presence about him that was stunning.
Yeah,
he was so tall and just self-possessed, and he was amazing person.
And then Danny DeVito, of course, Mr. Martini, which I think is his most famous role. You guys did before Taxi together.
Yeah. Well, it is odd when things like that happen.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
And then they ended
you
up
guys, when you show up, when you show up on Taxi, you're like, hey, man, small world.
Yeah.
And he pretended he didn't know you because you were the new guy. He's like, yeah, that was then. This is now.
Go marry Lotka.
This is my show.
As far as Back to the Future goes, it's just such popular culture now. What is the one thing people ask you the most about that? With that question, because it's always the time travel questions. Did this happen? And how many DeLoreans were there? And what's the one that you get asked the most?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But it must be then a lot of the same kind of questions.
A lot of people do an impersonation of Doc Brown.
Well, of course, it is one of those that people love doing an impression.
Do that, and they'll want me to say, Great Scott! And stuff like roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. They want to hear
All of
that.
us are going to make you do that on our phones before we leave today. Please, Christopher.
And they just which one I like the best of the three, and I always say the third one.
You do,
yeah,
and the most Doc Browniest. It's all about Doc Brown.
It is Doc Brown's vehicle.
It was in the West. I mean, Western is always fun. There was horseback riding. That's always fun.
Yeah,
working on that locomotive. Those steam engines were amazing. I mean, they were amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was the real deal.
Living organism.
And they weren't very CG heavy in those days. So that was a lot of real locomotive work,
CG
right?
Meaning?
The computer graphics that came later on. But you were actually on a train, like they were shooting on real trains.
And apparently no two, even the two identical steam engines, they're not the same. They have their own. They maybe like a sailboat, they have. You have to do a little more of this, a little more of that.
Each one's just individualized,
but it's like it's amazing. It's an amazing,
like a living beast.
Yeah, it is.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Do people? Do they ask you about Doc Brown a lot? Do they ever come up to you and ask?
Oh, and excuse me. I had a romance too.
Yes,
Mary Steenburgen,
the love interest.
Finally, a romance.
Finally, the love interest.
That was the last one I did on film.
Not all.
First and last, except I had one where I blew up my romance as Captain Krug. And
that's true. Yes, she was on the other ship.
Another spaceship, and for out of experience,
and
I had to blow it up. Sorry.
You had to blow it up.
Sorry, honey.
That was the search for Spock.
That was that was the one.
Return of Spock.
When you were a Klingon. That was kind of when they first got into that Klingon heavy makeup.
Yeah.
Because in the original Star Trek series, it was just a guy with a Fu Manchu. That's all they had.
They made him look a little more alien, lobster-headed kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously
I'm a big fan of... I'm sorry.
I was only going to ask about the scene where you kept poking Mr. Harding and telling him to play the game. Play the game, Harding. Play the game.
Jimmy loves cookies.
Dude, it's a masterpiece.
Yes.
But that was such a great, you were just so fucking annoyed with him. I told him so good. Quit touching me, see? Son of a bitch. Okay, I'm sorry.
So 3 was your favorite to do and to watch.
I don't know. I enjoy the first one. I also like them all. I kind of get off on the third one the most because I had that romance and I had
got to
all
play with a lot of toys.
I had that huge machine that I invented in that ice maker.
Yeah, the ice maker. That was
all the steam and everything, and a little cube would come out. Anyway, it was fun.
And then there's always the questions. It's like that. Obviously, you have nothing to do with. You were the actor playing Doc Brown, but it's like, what if the Libyans would have shot you in the head? I mean, you didn't know.
Yeah.
It just the note just said you were shot, by the Libyans. How did you know you weren't going to shot in the head? And you wear a vest.
Yeah, I've run into a couple of Libyans.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. And there was not they were not happy about it.
They weren't.
That they had been chosen to be
the bad guys.
Yeah,
in one of the most beloved films of all time.
When they watched it, back in their country, there was not a good feeling about it. And that scared me.
They should have just dubbed it differently and said they were Jews. They should have just dubbed it differently.
Look, the Mexicans! Let's dub it.
They want us to plug, too, for Christopher. We got a note. Yes. There's a new movie he's got out called Yesterday and Today. It's video on demand, and that's tomorrow. You can get that tomorrow, which is Friday, the 12th of October.
I love that video.
One more time with the name. One more time.
I don't recall the project.
You're
Yesterday and Today.
That's unless our soon to be fired person Iraq comment?
Iraq.
That's what Roland gave me.
Roland gave you that?
He said that's what he got from Christopher's people.
Okay, well,
boy.
You want me to look it up?
Yesterday and today.
Yeah, someone look up yesterday and today, because if it's not a Christopher Lloyd movie...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, watch it be Christopher Guest or
Can
something
we
else.
talk about the installment in Back to the Future that never gets the respect it's owed is the ride, man. The ride was a mini adventure within the movies, and you were a big feature in the ride.
I loved that ride.
You waited with us in line and come up on the video all the time and keep us updated, you and Biff. And then once you get into the ride, it's all Doc Brown.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing.
The rules of, what we had to do, it was all Doc Brown telling us what to do.
And when we go into the mouth of the Tyrannosaurus, great Scott, it's a Tyrannosaurus. It's a dinosaur.
That was a cool
That
ride.
ride is amazing,
That was a cool ride.
I don't know if they've done it in Florida, but in Hollywood, they replaced it with the Simpsons ride. But the Back to the Future one, I think, is still in the Japanese Universal Studios.
Oh, really?
If I remember correctly. It is a fantastic ride. And the first of its kind, one of those motion rides. Like now it's everywhere. Like they got one for the Transformers up at Universal. There's a King Kong tram ride that's kind of like it. But this is the first ride where you jumped into a DeLorean with a bunch of other people, the large, oversized DeLorean. Yeah. And it was an interactive experience. You were in little rooms.
You felt like
watching videos.
When you were waiting online, it wasn't just waiting online. You were in those little rooms, and the note was there, and
the show began while you were waiting in line.
Yeah.
And then the car would be elevated to essentially an IMAX screen.
Yep.
And based on your perspective, the screen is big. You're not seeing people to your right and to your left unless you're a jackass who cranes your head over and be like, there's the other cars.
Stop ruining the illusion, dummy.
Totally. But if you want to bury in the illusion, man, suddenly you were taken through time, guided by Doc Brown, who would be on a little screen in the car periodically. It was phenomenal, man. I would go on it, then get off the ride, go back again. It was a ride you could do 5 times in a row and still see different things each time. And it fit into the continuity of Back to the Future. That was the important thing for a nerd. It really fit. It wasn't like, this has nothing to do with the movies. It was an adjunct that worked without Marty McFly. It was awesome.
It was cool.
You did a great piece of work there, sir. Yeah. That's heavy lifting because you're the whole show at that point.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Did you burn your leg really when you guys were throwing around Mr. Harding's cigarette and it landed in the cup of your pants?
Yeah.
Did you really get burned, or was
I
that?
didn't really get burned.
Okay, I've wanted to ask you that for 30 years.
But Milos Forman got the idea from that. He was before he defected from Czechoslovakia. He was on a late at night on his train platform waiting for a train, and there was a guy smoking on the platform, and he took the butt and flicked it, and it landed in the cuff of somebody else that was waiting on the platform, and they didn't notice it until their pants began to burn up. And he said the guy totally flipped out. He just, went screaming and crazy on the platform. And that's what.
And that was his inspiration to get that in the movie.
Carried with him.
Wow.
But you couldn't have looked crazier. And nobody knew that a cigarette butt had been thrown. So even though I think you were one of the very few that was committed. It was you and Chief Bromden and maybe one other person that were actually committed. I'm babbling.
No, it's a great movie.
Let's take it to Buckaroo Banzai.
Yes.
Buckaroo Banzai. Does anybody on set know what they were making, or they were just like, we just trust the director at this point?
I think they knew what they were doing. The producer of the film was kind of a crazy guy. I think he'd been cited for doing funny illegal stuff, but I don't think he fully understood what he was producing.
Right.
Because there was a lot of complaints from people involved with the show that the way he edited it, whatever, he didn't really know what he was working with. But we knew. We knew. It was so crazy, and it was so cool, and such a great cast. I mean, Peter Weller and so many others. It was.
Dan Hideya's in it too.
Yeah.
John Lithgow.
Right.
What's her name? She's on that show now. Ellen Barkin.
Ellen Barkin. I remember Ellen Barkin lying out practically naked, and whereas me and Vince Chiavelli and the other one, there were 3 of us.
Dan Hidea
would become crazy, become the aliens, and she lying there. And we were doing something with her, and she had real spiders crawling on her. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. They put this kind of jelly on her, and then they were putting stuff on her.
Wow. Insects.
Oh man.
How did she look almost naked? Yeah.
If you heard that now,
Yes, I think that's the more important part of the story.
That's great. Just
that was Jim. Reverend Jim showed up for 1 second.
That's funny. I can't find this movie, by the way.
Which one?
No.
The one that they want to promote.
Can someone find out from Roland why? Because E-Rock came in while we were...
I can't find it.
So we want to make sure we don't interrupt.
Yesterday and today or something like that?
Yesterday.
No.
It's possible.
I want to head to roll.
Roland misread something. The Friars Club had honored Christopher Lloyd, which is going to be on video on demand. But the movie is called "Excuse Me for Living."
Are we on the air?
Oh yeah,
we've been promoting that.
Yeah, we promoted that, E-Rock.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, he's
If
talking.
I was listening, I thought maybe I lost.
Oh yeah, if you put on the headphones.
He talks into our
he's
ears.
talking. Yeah,
Right
the
there?
guy and the producer.
Then you'll hear the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Believe me, it's only him, so it
don't worry
doesn't
about
matter.
it.
He's.
He doesn't really say anything.
What he was saying was you had done a roast. You were Friars roasted.
I was what?
Were you
were
roasted
honored.
by the Friars? You were honored by the Friars?
Oh boy.
Honored by the Friars.
Oh boy.
I had my house burned down.
No,
Yeah,
the
that-
Friars.
the
The
Friars.
Friars.
Yeah.
Oh, the Friars.
Yeah, not the Fires. No.
God, well, scratch.
You don't even need the headphones if you don't want.
Yeah,
it.
take them off.
Yeah, these people
Yeah,
are
you don't need
confusing me. The Friars, yeah, we all went there. The cast for that, Excuse Me for Living, good, and three of us were honored with Cast of the Year. Jerry Stiller, and oh Jesus, they'll kill me.
Yeah, don't go make yourself nuts over it.
Yeah,
okay.
you got through Ellen Barkin naked. There's not. That's
Exactly.
You're still recovering from that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. I've never been there before.
Yeah.
How have you moved on since? I mean, the fire. You called. We talked to you on the phone after that, and you seemed like as devastating as that is, that you handled it like kind of like, hey, it's what life does, and you seem to handle that better than most people would have.
Yeah, it was sort of strange, but it's all rebuilt now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's all cool. But yeah, it was odd.
Wow.
It was odd.
How do you?
Just that much, yeah.
What's the process after that? You just kind of decompress for a while, or
Kind of decompress. I had a friend, and she wanted she wanted to get into building. She's a real estate, but she wanted to get into building, and she never liked the house particularly. And I could see the wheels going around there. You know, she wasn't really grieving.
Oh really? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's
so
make some lemonade. Yeah.
And she proposed, "Can I rebuild here?" And it's not something she had experienced in doing, but I felt, yeah, she could do this, and she took it over and rebuilt this kind of semi-Tuscan like residence, and it turned out beautifully.
are you scared to be in the same spot? Wasn't it the California fires, the wildfires? Or
Yeah.
Are you scared to be in the same spot?
No, because we're selling it.
Oh,
Not my worry.
okay.
No, but it was built to try to make it less flammable.
Less flammable. Let's.
Oh, my God.
And the landscaping is, we don't have dried up bushes all around.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was kind of asking for, like, it was kind of built for a disaster the first time, not thinking.
Well, not really. I mean, they hadn't had a fire in that area for 20, 30 years or something.
Yeah.
But
It was just very dry at that point too.
Were there some very personally valuable things that you lost that were?
Well, I moved out of it and moved downtown, kind of, and about 90% of my stuff was in storage.
Oh wow!
I moved out of it to sell it, and then the slump, real estate.
Yeah.
So I was going to resell. I would sell the place I moved into and move back up there until the market recovered, and did some cosmetic stuff, and then suddenly the fire came. So most of my stuff was in storage.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
okay.
totally, man.
But I mean, so many people got totally wiped out.
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
Their cars, everything.
That's awful. I was just thinking, because with the career like you've had, you must have some memories and just little trinkets and tokens of what you've done that would be terrible to lose. Jesus.
Yeah, I had some, but they weren't necessarily related to my business. It was
like more personal family stuff. I'm just thinking like, wow, maybe a signed picture of yourself.
Isn't it funny though?
Brown wig.
That's what we think. He's got like family stuff. And we're like, hey, wasn't that hat you wore in scene 8?
Please tell me the flux capacitor wasn't in the house.
Oh man, well I see Kurt. Is Kurt out there?
Kirk is outside.
Kirk. Yeah, Kirk.
We should.
Thank Christopher Lloyd.
Yes, absolutely. What a great day to have you here.
Oh,
fantastic,
thank
sir.
you.
Excellent work,
so
sir.
much.
Let's plug everything properly here. You can meet Christopher. He'll be at New York Comic Con, or you're doing a panel Friday and Saturday. There is a Q&A panel on Friday here in New York at the Javits Center, I believe, right? And Excuse Me for Living, which we humiliated ourselves by saying wrong, is out in limited release tomorrow, and it's also video on demand. And, it's a movie about a suicidal druggie. He's got to kind of obey his rehab clinic's demand to lead a senior men's group. So it seems like a great movie. And, I'm happy that you're still working and still making great stuff.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. And
you're welcome.
I guess we'll be back with Kirk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jack Dunphy's full of shit.
Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
You're coming back on now.
There we go.
We have returned.
Yes, Jimmy.
Opie had to leave because he's got to pick his kid up. So it's myself and Anthony, the great Kirk Hammett, and of course Danny, who is a bit of a Metallica fanatic.
Just a bit.
Yeah, he's a nervous wreck.
Danny works on our show, and he's all nervous.
You and me both.
I've been on the show for like 8 years, so I'm used to getting and especially in this place, people come in and out, and so I thought I was going to be okay, and I was like, all right, Kirk's coming in, I could deal with this. But no, I can't deal with this. I'm completely freaking out.
It's cool, man. Just drink some coffee or something.
Yeah,
make you feel better.
You'll be fine.
You don't get nervous doing interviews, do you, or press?
I've been doing it for so long. No, I don't get nervous at all. It's pretty crazy.
What makes you nervous? Because you're not nervous in front of crowds. You play in front of massive arenas. Is there anything that you do that you're like, oof, this one's hard?
Doing things like speaking at a wedding, that makes me super nervous.
Really?
But, walking out on stage in front of 100,000 people. Child's play.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Isn't that odd what
it's nuts.
Gets some people, and then because obviously you would think you could get up in front of a few people at a wedding and say something if you could get up in front of a huge crowd and play, but not so much.
No, it's crazy. I can't figure it out myself.
Are you always asked to play at every wedding you go to? Hey man, get up there.
I'm like guilty of jamming with like wedding bands. Yeah, pretty much. For the rest of my life, I'll probably be cursed with that because at a wedding, everyone's having a good time.
Sure.
Everyone's like celebrating. Then the band starts playing, and you're thinking,
that's got to be a wet dream for the band, for a wedding band.
Oh yeah, I've played Louie a million times.
The best would be if you stood up and demanded to play.
Yeah, exactly. Give me that thing.
Should play so fucking what instead?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You've we all know you as a musician, but I didn't when they gave us this book a couple weeks ago to just kind of peruse through. It's called Kirk has a book out. It's called Too Much Horror Business, the Kirk Hammett collection, and it's an amazing coffee table book. I thought, like, wow, he's a horror nut, and he has all these photos of cool horror stuff, but you own all this stuff.
That's all the stuff from my collection right there. There's every single piece in there is from my collection, and it's just my opportunity to showcase it all and share it with all the like-minded people out there, and I'm actually very, very proud of it.
Now, is that everything that you have, or is that just a portion?
No, I would say it's about 40% of everything.
Look at this. Kiss is walking around.
Oh, man, Kiss is out there. That's Paul Stanley, for the love of God. It's Paul Stanley.
Wow.
Paul.
This is the most surreal thing I've ever seen.
Paul, what's up, man?
Look.
Wow.
I got to get my phone and document this.
Crazy.
I don't take pictures, but this is fucking weird.
You guys were great last night. I was at the show at the Letterman Theater. Amazing.
You were good, right?
Yeah, you were great.
Amazing.
I'm happy to see you.
To put through college.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
How did I get here?
Damn.
What the hell is going on here?
What a surreal moment.
I know. That was almost as weird as was that Ozzy and Chubby Checkers?
Yeah.
That fucking day was just
Ozzy and
ridiculous.
Chubby Checker.
Wow, that's
that
crazy.
happened in this very studio.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Chubby Checker and the Ozzy cover band. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
They spoiled a nice photo of Kirk talking to Paul with me pointing my fat head.
That's great. You're pointing accusingly.
Dude, it's like I know Kiss is here today, and I'm going to try to get a photo at the band, but the fact that Paul Stanley just walks by in makeup.
Yeah, that's pretty
makeup
cool.
at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right?
Yeah.
Which means he probably had to start putting that stuff on at least at 7 o'clock in the morning.
No shit. Did you grow up listening to any Kiss? Or?
Oh, yeah. I was a big Kiss fan when I was a kid. Of course. I mean, me and all my friends were. How can you not be back in the mid-'70s?
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, they were everywhere.
What is it like now to meet guys like that, and they come in just to say hello to you? I mean, I guess you get used to that after all the years with Metallica, but that's got to be nice that they're kind of see you as a peer and an equal.
It's surprising to me, that people see us as peers like that. I mean, when I see Paul, or the other night I saw Jimmy Page.
Oh,
I mean,
dude,
those people are my heroes from my youth. I mean, and still are today. But it's just crazy. I can walk up to Jimmy Page and start talking to him about movie posters. I mean, it's a very very cool thing.
Well, didn't he own Aleister Crowley's house?
For a while, on the Loch on Loch Ness. But I actually gave Jimmy Page a book the other night, and he loved it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he has a interest in this stuff, and so I knew he would like the book.
How'd you get started? You just saw something you liked and started collecting?
I've been into horror movies ever since I was a kid. I was a 5-year-old kid, and then when I was 6 years old, I started buying comic books and monster magazines, and I just took off from there. And I've always been interested in horror movies, and even when I first started playing guitar, I mean, everything else just kind of dropped off my map except for music. But I still, in the back of my mind, was I had this interest, and I still actively watched a lot of horror movies. And then when I was older, I just decided to start collecting again, and this is what happens after collecting for a few decades.
Yeah.
How did you get started with when people start collecting things? Usually, it's something a little more physical, something that they could touch, like a toy or a collectible. How did you get into the posters and these original movie posters from these iconic films of the 30s and 40s?
That's a good point, and there's not a lot of collectors of this stuff, but I had a friend who was really, really into movie posters, and he was into comic books as well, and I started buying comic books from him, and every time I'd go over to his place, I'd look up on the walls and I'd see all these beautiful posters, and I thought, wow.
Because this appeals to me, because I love horror, I love the art of the movie poster. So I think I read a Metallica book some time ago, and there was a picture of you kind of laying in some of your collection. I think that picture is actually in that book.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that, and I go, God damn, I wish I knew what else was in there. and now I get to have this book, so this is fucking awesome for me.
Yeah. Page by page, there it is.
Is there anything that you desperately want that you don't have? I'm sure there is, but what is for you the Holy Grail?
Well, there's a few movie posters out there that just have not been found, and there's particularly one or two that I've been looking for a long time, and I don't even know if they exist. They just have not shown up. And one of them is a poster from the movie Murders in the Rue Morgue from 1932 that Bela Lugosi is in. There's only one copy known, and it's in a collection in L.A., and it's just a beautiful movie poster. And if anyone out there has a copy,
I don't think they're listening to this show.
Check in with Sirius Radio.
I heard a story that you tried to actually buy one of Bela Lugosi's Dracula capes.
Yeah, I tried to, but I tried to buy it from Bela Lugosi Jr., but we couldn't settle on a price.
Wow.
But then it went into auction, and the price was just astronomical, and I just had to take a backseat to that.
What did it finally sell for?
They're expecting to get at least $1 million for it, and that was just insane.
That's a lot for a cape.
Yeah,
but it's Dracula's.
It is Dracula's cape.
I got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, especially because it might not fit.
Exactly. My kids might think it's a blanket or something.
Do you ever
take
feel
it outside?
That maybe the collecting has become too much, or that it gets in the way?
Never.
Do you, with all the televised hoarding that's going on these days, do you step back and go, am I doing this too?
You know, I don't really watch TV. I don't have cable, but I've heard of that show, and I'm just waiting for someone to contact me.
I remember my uncle used to bring over old Fangora magazines.
Yeah.
And they stunk like a basement and stuff, but I used to love going through
and
them.
I remember those old pages, and the pages were like a different paper,
Yeah,
and they would
like
get yellow, and then if you looked really close at them, they would get like bugs or mites or shit in there. And like that's how you knew it was time to throw away your monster mag.
Yeah. Or like, you know, rats would come by and chew on the corners.
But they were the coolest thing, and they were like gross, man. They had like some really disgusting murder kind of scenes in them, and
it was great because it was before the internet. Like now, if you want to know what's going on with whatever new monster movies coming out, you have the information straight to your phone. That was the only place to get that shit back then.
Absolutely, that was the only source for me for a long time.
I mean, so many people don't even understand that's the only way shit was, and it wasn't even that long ago.
I mean, just acquiring this stuff. I mean, back in the day, it took a lot of phone calls and writing a lot of letters to people, and you know, I used to put so much time on the phone, just calling people all over the country and trying to network and like you know, just kind of track this stuff down. But nowadays, you just go up on eBay and see what's there.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You enjoy going to the movies too and seeing horror movies? Or?
Yeah, I still love horror movies, and like, you know, I try to keep on top of all the newest stuff that comes out.
Yeah. Do you like Walking Dead at all?
I love Walking Dead. Actually, a good friend of mine is the executive producer, Greg Nicotero.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he's responsible for all the zombie makeup.
Why don't you do a walk-on or something like that? That'd be so cool to see you just be there for half a second and get killed or something.
Zombie Kirk.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Greg to call me.
And where do you keep this stuff? Because I know you probably take very good, because I collect stuff too, and I know how obsessive I get about it being valued and protected. Do you put these in special like museum glass frames? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I try to put them in acid free framing, and I have a special glass that keeps out UV rays, and you just have to do all that stuff, or else, like you said, they'll start to yellow and chip and kind of fall apart.
I think it's the museum actually, that museum glass where you look at the reflection and the light will all seem blue.
Yeah, like a bluish, rainbowish kind of a thing. Yeah,
you could just fold them up and put them in a drawer.
Put it in my back pocket.
Hey, check this out.
Unfold it.
Lars is a known art collector as well, and I mean, obviously, you guys collect extremely different types of art. Have you guys ever busted on each other about the kinds of art that you collect?
He has an appreciation for this stuff, and I have an appreciation for what he collects. Because I mean, I actually do have some pieces of fine art myself, but I try to keep that under the bed.
Is this displayed all over the house?
All over. All over. I mean, you walk into my place and there's no bare walls anywhere.
Wow.
I mean, there's one section of my house that has a bare wall, and it's only because it's curved. Oh, really? I can't hang anything flat on it. You know.
What's hanging in the bathroom?
A lot of artwork, believe it or not.
I was just curious. That was a legitimate question.
What's hanging in your bathroom?
Have you had to talk with your wife where she said, look, this has to stop?
She totally understands my obsession with this stuff. And, you know, what I try to do is I try to maintain a section of the house that has nothing on it. Just like a very clean, simple kind of space. Because, I mean, being around this stuff, I mean, it's sensory bombardment, constantly, and sometimes it's just nice to go in a room that just is simple and doesn't have anything on the walls. But boy, I stare at those walls and I think, I could put a big movie poster right there.
And obsession. That's great.
Totally.
But you know what? I completely get it though, because there are times like I'll go to your house and you have big ass empty walls, and I'm like, man, I'll put a big fucking poster right there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's got a movie theater that he built in his basement with no fucking posters anywhere, no movie memorabilia.
Well, I
had to yell at him. I'm like, get stuff you like.
I have movie posters on the wall down in the basement.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
you got to be fucking convinced.
I know. It's more that I'm just a lazy piece of shit than I don't want it. You know, I do want it, but I want to put the work into doing
I just
anything.
think it's interesting that everybody, no matter who you are, you have a connection to not only the movie that you love, but also the art that represents that movie. I mean, and it means everything. Like
That is true.
That art, it represents from the first second of the title screen to the end credits. That's the movie. I'm a Thing fan. I love the Thing.
Right.
That Thing poster rules, and I have the one sheet, and I have different kinds of the one sheet, and I'll frame that and I'll put it up on my wall because I love looking at it because it reminds me of everything I love about that. And we all do that, and it's crazy.
My favorite ones that I have is Alien. I got one of the Alien posters.
That's a great poster.
So fucking cool, like green little glowing light stuff, and of course Jaws. You know,
Jaws is a great one too.
Jaws poster too.
What's hanging in your bedroom?
In my bedroom, movie posters.
You know what's hanging in mine? Pictures of me with bands. I got each member of the band, and then each one is signed, and it's framed. I have, I got Motorhead, Kiss, Sabbath, Metallica. So you have no idea how many prostitutes you've seen by proxy. But it's really creepy when they come in and there's just all these pictures of me with guys.
That really is creepy.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah. But you just hang up what you like, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just you surround yourself with things that make you feel good, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
What do
wrong
you think
with
of movie art that is alternative? That's becoming a fad now, and taking classic movies, cult movies, maybe something like a Ferris Bueller or something like that, and taking the original feeling of the film and producing new art for it. Is that something that you're into? Or?
I love it. I love seeing that. There's this one guy I found on the internet, and what he would do is he would make these movie posters from like an alternative universe. I mean, like he would make a poster based on a James Bond film, but the main villain would be like David Bowie. You know,
that's so odd.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it totally works. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some companies that are getting pretty popular producing that kind of thing, and I think there's really a market for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of comic book artists are coming out and doing their interpretation.
Is that something that you plan to collect as well, or are you set in your collection?
You know, I have to draw the line somewhere, man. I have to draw the line somewhere.
Oh my God! Wait, Kiss is walking by. What the hell is going on here? There goes Gene.
There it goes.
This is so crazy.
Yeah.
There's.
Hey.
Hey, Norton.
Hi, buddy.
No kidding.
No kidding.
It's the God of Thunder himself.
It certainly is.
What are you doing, Norton?
You guys were great last night. I went and saw you. Paul popped in. I just told him. Thank you. You like it, right? Yeah, how you doing, man? It's good to see you.
I fucked this guy.
Jesus Christ. This is insanity.
No, I've heard a lot about this.
Check it out.
I put a lot of time.
That's a Chuck Berry thing. There's too much monkey business became too much horse, right?
Well, actually, it's a title from a Misfits song, but
Before Misfits.
Yeah. Okay.
Misfits.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can't sell a fucking record, but everybody wears their T-shirt.
Yeah.
If they were so great, how come nobody bought the record?
That's so true. Guys.
It's like the Addicts, right?
Not one record sold. But T-shirts, everybody wears them. By the way, the T-shirts were all Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen. That's where the skull came from.
Yeah.
1943 Republic Pictures.
Crimson Skull.
Crimson Skull's exactly right.
Yep.
We gotta go do some work. It was
Right.
nice to see
Good
me
to see you,
again.
man. Yeah, absolutely.
It was nice to see me again.
I like
Seven.
it. You're drinking soda. I like it.
Seven.
What are you on a book tour?
Yeah, I'm promoting the book.
I thought Jimmy was going
Band's got a shot.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's cool. I like the double kick. I think it's got a thing.
Thank you.
This is your style of book.
Jimmy's like,
The new single is great.
Wow, this is awesome.
No, you're fucking hella.
This is like another Michael McDowell thing.
it really is. It's
You just let it happen.
and it was so odd to see Gene in makeup, in full makeup, come through that door. He's
Where can you get
fucking 7 feet tall, and he just goes.
Or
"Hey,
order it
Norton,"
online, I
to
imagine.
Jimmy.
Where can you get it?
I wasn't pitching for it. He just he did. I was wanting to know because I want to get it for a gift for some people.
It's not available as an ebook. You have to buy the actual
buy
book.
the physical book.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
want an ebook. Well,
yeah, exactly.
We'd love to chat and promote your book.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Okay, come in.
Do it.
Oh my God.
Well, don't you want to be in it?
Yeah, do it.
With Kirk Hammett?
There it is. They're taking a picture right now with Kirk holding the book.
You're welcome. How about that?
Love it.
That's huge. This is just getting so weird in
Very
here.
surreal.
There's all kinds of rock going on here.
I fucking love your tongue. Hatfield. Martin, it was nice to see me again.
Good seeing you, Gene. Pleasure.
Too slow.
See you, man.
Jeez. That's the full goddamn regalia
Yes,
right
it is.
there, man. They are in full.
Those boots rule. I mean,
That's-
those boots
that's
have a
pretty
place in my
wild.
book.
Oh yeah, here's a great picture of Kirk and Eric and Gene and some fucking little troll popped in at the end.
Jimmy.
You can just Photoshop me out. I would if I were you.
Oh, Jimmy.
That's fun, though.
Yeah.
Black
Look at
marker.
that. That's so cool, man. Fucking wild.
But
Yeah.
it's
What's going
weird.
on
It's
around
weird.
here?
It's like when I see. I mean, you just feel like I get like all crazy when I see guys like that I've like kind of idolized my whole life.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, every time I see those guys in Kiss, I'm brought back to a 12-year-old sitting in my bedroom listening to Kiss Alive.
Right.
Yeah.
What for you was the first one you met, or the first person you met in the business that blew you away? Like, I can't believe I'm talking to this person.
God, it's been a while. Let me think. I think the first time I met Ozzy, I was just so blown away because I was such a big Black Sabbath fan, and like Cliff Burton too. When we first met Ozzy, we were speechless, and yeah, that was back in the mid 1980s, and. Yeah, I mean, for a long time I couldn't be in his presence because I felt like I just swallowed my tongue. I couldn't speak.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but nowadays when I see Ozzy, he's like, "Hey, how you doing, Oz?" He's like, "All right, Kirk."
I saw you on that tour.
so
It was
weird.
was that Ride the Lightning? I think when he was doing Bark at the it was Motley Crue. It was
it's
84.
Master of Puppets, and it was
Ultimate Sin, I think, for Ozzy.
yeah, Ultimate Sin, yeah, with old Jakey Lee on guitar. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and they would do that weird Journey to the Center of Eternity thing. Oh, or maybe that was the tour before. But Ozzy did some weird shit.
Yeah, no shit.
So okay, back to the book because I can't get enough of this. The Exorcist poster, you have the original.
Yep.
Do you have any copies of anything, or no? It's all original.
They're all original. They're all original. Country of issue, and. Yeah, I mean, if it was a copy, why put it in the book? The whole point was to showcase all the best pieces, and all the best pieces are always the original stuff.
What pieces got destroyed by accident? Because I know there has to be some.
Well, what gets beat up a lot is a lot of the old monster toys, because a lot of it was in storage, and when I brought it out, I mean, a lot of it was in like a million pieces.
Oh man.
And so, I mean, at one point, I was sitting on the kitchen table with a tube of crazy glue, putting it all back together for ages. But also, some of the masks are really, really fragile because it's made out of latex, and latex.
You're talking like movie prop masks.
Yeah, latex has a tendency to kind of degrade over time. So I had a friend of mine come up from LA. He works at a special effects studio, and he kind of saved a lot of this stuff. Kind of like reconstructed it and repainted a lot of this stuff and brought it back up to speed.
Is there anything? Are you OCD about stuff? Like if there's something like you said you had to glue it together, do you like go, okay, now I have this, but then you become obsessed with the fact you had to glue it together and you need to get another copy of it?
I for a long time I was obsessing over having the toy, and then having the toy in the box behind the toy, and yeah, it's nuts. And for a long time, when I was buying a lot of comic books, I had to buy 2 copies, one to read and one to just file away. Put away.
But that's not that crazy. With Metallica money, if that's the worst to do, that's not that bad an obsession to have. I mean, really, at least you're not, hopefully you're not gambling like, $2 million at a shot. That's not a bad thing to have. You can look at it, you can show people you got a book.
I'm buying 2 X-Men's.
Yes, but now
I'm going to treat myself.
Now you can technically write all this stuff off because it kind of went into your book. Like, no, it was all research for a book.
Yeah. And that's the good thing about having a book is all of a sudden now this stuff has a tendency to be deductible.
Yeah, it has a purpose too. It's like, and you want to show people, but you can't just file fans through your house.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you could if you wanted to. Well, I'd be down for something like that.
Danny would love that. I'm out there all the time. I mean, I don't know where he lives.
You could buy the book and then like cut them out and put them in little frames and hang them up in your own house.
There you go.
Tiny little frames.
Hey, was there anything you almost bought or almost got that you didn't, that you look back on and you go, that was a mistake?
There's a few things that I've like let slip through my hands, and it's just from pure ignorance. One time, this guy offered me this amazing Frankenstein poster, and I didn't believe him. I thought he was just like pulling my leg, but it turns out it was the real deal, and I missed out on it. And yeah, that's when I regret.
Have you ever? You've never gotten it since then?
No. I went to another collection, and sometimes when things go into collections, they just don't leave. I mean, I tell everyone my collection is like a vault. Once something goes in, it's not coming out.
Do you have one of the more complete collections, do you think?
I think so. I mean, there's one other collection that I think is more comprehensive than mine. And the guy is actually a friend of mine. And he put out a book about 20 years ago. And when I saw his book, it kind of opened my eyes to the potential of me making a book, a few years down the line. But his collection, he started collecting in the 60s when this stuff wasn't even considered collectible. It was just like, stuff
Cool.
that's just laying around that no one wanted.
Right, yeah.
And now it's rare stuff, it's coveted, it's valuable. And yeah, he has an amazing collection.
Who do you think's the best Dracula?
Bela Lugosi, without a doubt.
See, I like Christopher Lee.
I love Christopher Lee, but Bela Lugosi, for me, I mean, he's the iconic image of Dracula.
And after watching Ed Wood, that wrapped it up right there.
And there you go. And we could bring it all back around. One sheet that's hanging in my living room is a gigantic Ed Wood poster.
Ed Wood.
I love it.
I love that movie.
That is a great fucking movie.
Yeah, I thought Martin
Johnny Depp was great. Landau was
amazing. Did a great job.
You won an Oscar for that.
Yeah,
Eddie.
But Ed Wood didn't do very good editing, though. I don't know if that was showcased.
Oh, is that
in the film. Yes. A man his side would have trouble walking through doors.
I could make a whole feature with this stock footage. I love that movie.
I love it too.
And you could quote it all day long, and most people don't know what you're talking about.
No, exactly.
I like to wear women's clothes.
That was a statement from Jim.
Yeah, exactly. I just did it in his voice. It's nice to be able to say
I know
things
we don't
in
have
movie
a lot
voices.
we don't have a lot of time left, but me being the fanboy that I am, I have to ask a little bit about Les Claypool. I'm a huge Primus fan, and I know you guys went to high school together.
We did.
And
high school. He was in my algebra class.
Did you guys ever
how
get
fucked up is that?
The Bay Area is an amazing place. I just want to move there so I could watch all the people get famous, But with Claypool, I mean, I'm sure you guys jammed at some point in your younger years.
Yeah, we played a million times together.
Certainly there's a recording somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there is somewhere.
I would pay money for that. I want to hear that. I want to hear Kirk and Les jamming.
Yeah,
from high school.
I have to say, when Les first started playing bass, he started playing in that particular Les Claypool style from the very beginning.
I know. Well,
really?
I just got turned on to Blind Illusion.
Oh, there you go.
It fucking rules.
Yeah.
It's the most, and I would have never expected that out of fucking Les Claypool and Larry Lalonde. I'm listening to these riffs. I'm like, this is hard as fuck.
Yeah. Blind Illusion were a fantastic band. In fact, when I started Exodus, it was Exodus and Blind Illusion, and we were rival bands.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow. We were always checking each other out, and seeing who had the better songs, better equipment, better shows.
Yeah, you fucking asshole. He's got brand new shit.
Yeah, he has a bigger amp than I do.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
To let people know, too, the book is called Too Much Horror Business. It's the Kirk Hammett collection. It's a, again, you can't get this on, like Kirk said to Gene, it's not a Kindle book. It's a real book. It smells good.
Yeah,
it just smells like nice, really rich pages.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be an experience when you open it up and look at it. I mean, I am really adamant about people actually going out and buying the book so they can hold it and like turn the pages and look at all the beautiful
I agree.
pictures.
In the same way that, who cares about buying a DVD anymore? It's about the packaging. You want the packaging. And who cares about what's inside? This is one of those cases where you can't just get this and have it. You need the pages to look at. You're never gonna appreciate that kind of thing on a fucking little iPod
on a monitor.
Even if you're not a Metallica fan, it's like you've come up with a book where people could they could not like Metallica at all and still want to buy this.
Totally. Yeah.
No, if you're a horror fan or even just a movie fan or even just a collector, I think you would absolutely be into this book.
Yeah, and the way the book's laid out is it's laid out in a way so that it kind of unfolds as you look at it. and those were really important for me for the book to have a flow to it.
Well, it's phenomenal. You've done a great job. I say phenomenal a lot. I've been yelled at for that. But it really is a great book.
It's very classic.
I was blown away when I found out this was your collection and not just a book of shit that you like. It's awesome.
And we should be plugging the signing, too. There's a signing at Chiller.
Oh, where is that?
Well, we're doing a signing tonight.
I'm sorry.
At Barnes & Noble in Tribeca.
Okay.
And yes, I will be doing a signing at Chiller Theater on October 20th.
Gene Simmons is licking the studio.
The glass. The God of Thunder is interrupting your plug.
I love that big penis codpiece he's got on there. When Jim went to shake his hand, I thought he was reaching for the dick piece.
I would have. If he would have let me, I would have cupped it and said, that's pretty weighty.
Jesus.
I would absolutely do that.
So you're signing, obviously.
Yeah. I am doing a signing at Chiller Theater October 28th. And
cool.
I'm also doing a signing at New York Comic Con tomorrow, or actually on Saturday.
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 Great.
Yeah.
I guess that's it for us today.
Thanks
the great
so
Kirk
much.
Hammett. Thank you so much. And Kirk will be on my Boneyard show tonight, too. So if you like this interview, you're going to hear a lot more of us chit-chatting. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Kirk.
Thank you, guys.
And everybody else, we'll see you mañana.
All right, you've heard about it. You've waited 4 long hours for it. And now the moment you've waited for rears its ugly nose. Head after Opie and Anthony Live is coming up next.